Perfection isn't about never failing. It's about pushing so far past your limits that failure becomes fuel, not fear. It's the moment your hands shake, your legs burn, your mind whispers, you can't, and you answer, watch me. Perfection isn't a finish line, it's a mindset. It's showing up when no one's watching. It's fine-tuning every detail until no one else sees the flaws, because you already fixed them. It's chasing mastery like a storm, loud, relentless, and bold. Perfection isn't being the best. It's refusing to settle for less than everything you've got. So no, perfection isn't easy, but it's yours if you're willing to bleed for it. Own the grind. Be the standard. That is perfection. I played 100 days of Stardew Valley. Can I achieve perfection? It is day number 1 and we start by cutting down a couple of trees and we're going to make a chest. Now once the chest is made, we will do our usual day 1 tactic and we will run around the whole map, try to find hoeing spots, and we'll try to find as many forageables as possible. We're also going to hoe up the ground here as well, and we're going to plant our parsnip seeds right down here. Now at the end of the day, we are going for perfection. So as much as I would like to min-max every single day and make as much money as possible, we need to be going for the game completions. So we're going to do a very balanced run for the first couple of months. Now we're going to purchase multiple of every single crop Pierre has for sale, and then it's off to Cindersap to get as much forageables as possible. We're going to pass out by mining up in this stone, but the reason why we switched to mining towards the end of the day was to grab that first level as quickly as possible so we can just get the proficiencies when it comes to using less energy going into the mines on day number 5. The second day starts with the planting of mixed seeds, and we picked up an anchor here down by the beach, which was nice. We're now going to do some fishing because Woody just gave us a fishing rod. We will try to get fishing level 2 today, and we will try to grab that fiberglass rod, because getting the fiberglass on day number 2 gives us a much better loot pool when we got those lovely fishing chests. We got 250 gold there for handing in our first artifact, and we're also going to talk to as many of the Stardew Valley NPCs as we can to complete the introductions quest. For the rest of the day, we're just going to do some fishing up by the lake. Now we didn't get the fiberglass rod, but that's okay. We can always grab the fiberglass rod tomorrow. We did get some bubbles up here, which was nice, so the fishing bite rates wasn't that bad. We will fish up here until we pass out. At the end of the day, we got 3 levels in fishing, which wasn't too bad at all. We made a total of 999 gold, primarily from the selling stuff we found on the beach and other bits and bobs. The next day was raining. We always get the rainy day on day number 3. It started with obtaining a fishing skill of 4. We got very close to getting 4 yesterday, you see. We have a ton of geodes we're going to get Clint to break open, but first, we're going to purchase the fiberglass rod off Willy. Now, I was hoping to get lots of copper ores from these geodes, and I was attempting to maybe get an early pickaxe upgrade, so I purchased some more copper ores off Clint, just enough to make the furnace. Now, I end up running around today with this furnace beside me, in the hopes to make some copper bars. Now, I don't actually end up getting 5 copper bars today, plus 2,000 gold, to get the copper pickaxe, and I wasn't going to reset the day over and over again until that happened, because we're going for perfection. We have the whole year to upgrade all of the tools, and it's not the end of the world if we don't get an early pickaxe upgrade today. So once I was done with fishing, I went back to the farm here, pickaxed open loads of stone, and we just got level 5 fishing there too, which is nice. We'll take fisher, fish were 25% more, and we got level 1 mining as well. We can now make the cherry bomb. I went down to Cindersap Forest today just to get some more spring onions. These are really good for energy early on. We're going to make some wild seeds and we shall plant those. We're then going to go to Willy and we are going to sell some fish that we caught. This brings us right up to 2100 gold and we're going to get the first backpack upgrade. It just means we're not throwing away valuable stuff all the time. We're going to go back up to the lake now and we are going to do an absolute ton of fishing. The reason why we're doing so much fishing early on is because it's a great way to make some serious progression in the early game. Now we got lots of skill ups today, which was great. We even got our fishing skill all the way up to level 7. The next day, we're going to harvest some parsnips along with some carrots. Now to get perfection, there is a shipping bin collection that you have to complete. That involves shipping off 1 of every single crop and some other bits and pieces as well. So we have to be very mindful of what we eat, what we ship off, and then what we keep of course for cooking recipes later on. So it's always good to keep multiples of every single crop from each season so you don't get bottlenecked later. It was now time to finally enter the mines. Now these are just the regular mines, but we will be doing a ton of Skull Cavern runs in this playthrough, along with hardened versions of the mines multiple times. If we want to get perfection, we're going to have to go all over the place. We did get lots of copper ore today. We got down to floor 10. We're going to pick up the leather boots. Now, fighting enemies early on is very important because of the monster eradication goals. And one of the things you need for perfection is the Monster Slayer hero. That means we are going to have to kill huge amounts of monsters. Getting the Dwarf Scroll 4 there off one of those flies was very handy, one step closer to getting the Dwarvish Translations Guide. We also picked up a wooden club. It's a real nice weapon to get, and that's going to make our dungeon crawling a little less painful. Now at the end of today, we made a total of 5,283 gold. The next day it was raining, but it was also Saturday. That means I needed to fix up the bridge to get into the tide pool area, because Saturday is the day when everything accumulates in the tide pools and the beach. Once it gets into Sunday, everything resets. So just to maximise forageables on the first week, I wanted to prioritise the bridge repair. Now we are going to the museum a lot, because we want to get the key to the swords as quickly as possible. We also need to find every single mineral and artifact to get perfection, because you're rewarded a Stardrop upon completion of the museum. When we got to the tide pools, we got lots of great things here: corals, sea urchins, clams. We need the corals and the sea urchins to make a bait maker, and the bait maker will exponentially increase the money we make from fishing. For the rest of the day, it was the usual fish, fish, fish. Our fishing skill was on level 7 at the moment. Getting that to level 10 will greatly benefit us, because that means we can get a lot more money for all of the fish that we pull up. If we get bubbles combined with the bait that we have on our rod, we get fish very quickly. We got very lucky tonight as well. A fairy visited the farm. She buffed our crops, so they are going to grow dramatically now for us. Level 3 foraging, we can now make the cookout kit, and we got level 8 fishing as well. When I woke up today, I noticed that a crow nipped one of my crops. That reminded me that I needed to make a scarecrow. I also hauled up from the ground a book of power, Jack be nimble, Jack be thick. It actually gives a permanent increase to defense +1. It's very nice to get that in the early days. I'm going to buy some oil off Pierre and some hash browns off Gus. And if you've watched my previous challenges, you can probably guess what they are for. If you don't know, just keep watching. I'm going to show you an amazing tactic here to make some serious money in the very early days of spring. It was Mayor Lewis's birthday, so we're giving him gifts. It's very important we prioritise the birthdays because of the friendship multipliers. And if we want to learn almost all the recipes you can learn in year 1, we will have to max out a lot of the Stardew Valley NPCs. But you have to max them out anyway to get the great friends percentages for perfection. We made lots of money today from fishing. The next day we're completing some foraging bundles just to get some extra loot. We're going to head up to the pantry here and we're going to complete the spring crops bundle. By completing this, that's going to unlock the minecarts for us, but we're also getting some goodies. Speed grow will come in handy as well. The help wanted quests are the game changer. If we complete this one, we're going to get a prized ticket. We're also going to purchase an iridium rod and make a cookout kit. We're going to make 2 hash browns. Using the hash browns, we're going to make 2 dish of the seas. The dish of the sea will give us a +3 to fishing. It means we can fight the legend much earlier than anticipated. I got my copper pickaxe back off Clint. We're now going to hand in our regular axe and get that upgraded to a copper axe. We're now going to go up to the lake here and we are going to fight the legend. You can capture this without an iridium rod, but it's very hard because you can't use the trap bobber. Now, we are not going to sell that legend or smoke it. We're going to put it into a fish pond and it is going to greatly benefit us for the whole year that we're doing this challenge. If it was just a spring challenge, I would have smoked it and sold it in a heartbeat. We're back in the mines now, making some steady progression. We got down to 440, we picked up the slingshot. We can now access iron ores, which is nice. Level 2 mining, we can make the staircase. We got another Jack be nimble, Jack be thick. By reading it again, it'll give us combat experience, but it will just give us 100. But you know what? It's better than nothing. So we popped the book and went down to the tide pools. We got some more goodies today, including a very important seaweed. We also gave Willie a leak as part of a help wanted quest, so we got a prize ticket back for that. We also went back to the mines here as well. We're making some good progression. The dust sprites are a right pain when it comes to monster eradication goals. Now look, they're great to kill because they drop coal, but you have to kill 500 of them to complete their monster eradication goal. But it's worth it because you get the burglar ring as well. The wood mallet is a great weapon to get. I love its secondary function, just like all of the clubs. You can pound this thing into the ground. You can attack enemies multiple times with it that are within your combat range. We passed out on floor 59, unfortunately. That spiral floor just didn't give us the luck we wanted. We just couldn't get a staircase. Demetrius paid us a visit the next day. We're going to take the mushroom caves because that comes with a free dehydrator and it's a great way to make extra money. We just collected our green bean today along with some carrots, and now we're going to go to Robin, where she will craft us our first fish pond. Well, that will take a few days, but once it's done, we can put the legend within. We got back our copper axe. We can now get rid of the stump up here just past the Joja Mart, or we can get a free prized ticket. It's hidden right up here behind that tree. It's really nice to get that. We're now going to go to Mayor Lewis's ticket machine. We have 2 prize tickets at the moment. For the first prize, we get 12 carrot seeds, and for the second prize, we are going to get a sapling. This one was an orange sapling. We're now going to go back up to the lake, and we are going to do even more fishing. Our fishing skill is very close to 9, so if we keep power leveling fishing every couple of days now, before we know it, we will have 1 skill maxed out, a few more skills to go before we get mastery. Now we picked up another book of power today. This one is called the Jewels of the Sea, and fishing chests have a chance to yield raw of the fish that we just caught. It's a nice little money maker. We got level 2 farming, level 9 fishing, and we made some money today as well, which was nice. We made a total of 11,000 gold. And a lot of that is coming from the fish that we're selling. Now we're picking up all of these spring forageables. We're not going to sell any of these. We're going to turn all these back into more spring seeds, and we're going to replant them. The reason why we're doing this is because a lot of the spring wild seeds turn into lovable gifts for a lot of the Stardew Valley NPCs. Because we had some money, we're going to get a pickaxe upgrade. Clint will upgrade our copper pickaxe to a steel. We also made a bait maker because we had some iron. We're going to put a largemouth bass into the bait maker, get back some largemouth bass bait. By using the largemouth bass bait, we significantly increase the odds of catching largemouth bass. And the reason why we prioritise largemouth bass is because it sells for real nice money. And if you had a fish smoker, you could make even more. But alas, we didn't select the Riverlands farm. We already done that challenge. If we want a fish smoker, we will have to pay 10,000 gold and get the recipe off Willy. We then have to go and acquire the mats to make it, and the mats can be quite difficult because you need jellies, and they're not common. We're now going to go get the Joja membership for 5,000 gold. Using the Joja route, we will be able to get to Ginger Island very quickly. And we need to get there very quickly if we want to get perfection in the first year, because it's a fierce challenge to find all of the golden walnuts and also to complete a lot of the key quests to get the key walnut room recipes. Level 10 fishing means angler, fish worth 50% more. You'll also notice as well that I prioritise all of the help wanted quests because it is a great way not only to get prize tickets, but to get friendship points. We're going to go to the Easter event here and we're going to pick up some strawberries. Now we're not going to go mad on strawberries, we're just going to get 15. Reason being, we don't have huge amounts of money, but secondly, we'll use the seed maker later on. We'll get a few extra strawberry seeds together and we'll put them in the greenhouse. We just put our legend into the fish pond, and now because it's Saturday, we're going to go back to the tide pools just to have a little bit of a rummage before the next day starts. We got more legend raw today, and we also got a purple mushroom inside the mushroom cave. Once we get 5 of the same type of mushroom, we can put that into the dehydrator to get back a dried good, which is always worth more than what you put in. So we're just doing some more quests here for George as well, just to get the friendship points up. We're now going to go back to the ticket machine, and we got 15 mixed flower seeds, and we're going to plant those as well right in our standard farm. We went to Clint and we got our steel pickaxe. That's the minimum requirement for a Skull Cavern run. We're now going to get Clint to upgrade our axe to a steel axe so we can get access to those big hardwood logs. We went down to floor 60 in the mines, picked up the crystal dagger. Finding diamond nodes is so nice, 150 mining XP. We can also trade those beauties in for triple shot espressos if we decide to do a Skull Caverns run. And just you wait, very soon we will be entering the Skull Caverns and we'll be farming the place like there's no tomorrow. Level 70 gives us the Master Slingshot. Now, fighting these skeletons is very important for monster eradication goals, but also for bone fragments. There's also a chance they can drop a very nice weapon known as the Bone Sword. Now, all of these iron ores, most of them anyway, will be kept because once we get level 6 mining, we will have the ability to make bombs. And to make bombs, you need some iron ores and you need some coal. On floor 80, we picked up the Firewalker boots. We're now trying to get down to floor 120 as quickly as possible. Floor 100 gives us a Stardrop, 120 gives us the Skull Key. You need that to get into Skull Caverns. because we have accumulated so many prize tickets, we activated the event there for the mystery boxes. Mystery boxes can now be found all over Stardew Valley and Ginger Island. Level 4 mining and level 5 mining, we're going to take miner plus 1 ore per vein. We also got level 4 combat. It's raining today, which was really nice. We don't have to water up all these crops. We're going to pick up all of these spring forageables. Now today is the 15th. That means we can turn these forageables back into spring seeds and we can replant them for even more spring forageables. Once we're finished with this, we're going to go straight back into the mines and we're going to make some more progression. Now I don't mind getting floors that are infested with enemies, because the more enemies we kill in the early days, the less we have to kill in the later days when it comes to the monster eradication goals. On floor 90 we got the obsidian edge, which is great. It's a nice weapon and it's also a nice intro weapon to bring into the skull caverns as well. The reason why you want to be focusing on a lot of these goals much earlier rather than later is because there's so much to do to get perfection. And I'm not in a huge rush to get down to floor 120, we still need tons of money to unlock the boss. So if we do see enemies, we will take our time, we will wipe them out and then we will move on. The obsidian edge was quickly replaced with the newly acquired holy blade that comes with the crusader enchant, bonus damage against undead, and it also wipes out mummies, it prevents them from regenerating. We got the steel axe back off Clint, and because we have the steel axe and the steel pickaxe, we can now head up here and we can get the alleyway buffet book of power. This increases our chances of getting items from trash cans. Because we had over 10,000 gold, I decided to go and get the final backpack upgrade now, just to get that out of the way. Level 6 mining was an absolute godsend. We now had all of the requirements to do skull cavern runs. We had the steel pickaxe, we had level 6 mining so we could make bombs, and we had a pretty good weapon. When I got down to floor 110 I picked up the space boots. All I needed now was 40,000 gold for the bus repair and the skull key. Apart from killing enemies and making it down into the deeper floors, we were getting lots of resources that are going to help us get perfection. Once we got down to floor 120 we picked up the skull key and it was time to pass out. For the level 5 foraging we went with Gatherer, because if you pick up 2 items instead of 1, you get double the foraging XP. I made a few more furnaces so I could smelt more bars at the same time, and then it was roaming around the farm with our lovely steel axe collecting as much hardwood as possible. Now I wasn't really going for hardwood today, it was more so to get foraging XP, but the hardwood will be saved. We will need tons of it later on in the challenge. We're getting Clint to break open more geodes today. It was nice to get some bombs. We're actually doing really well with the museum collection. We have a lot of the minerals already donated and we have a few artifacts donated as well. Despite the fact that we have level 10 fishing, we're doing more fishing today because we need money. Money is very important right now. I need to get into the skull caverns as quickly as possible so I can start farming iridium ores to make iridium bars to get even more money so we can complete even more Georgia development projects. Basically, we want to get over to Ginger Island as quickly as possible. Now, a lot of the money that was made today was from gold bars, but also from a lot of fish. We got a lot of largemouth basses, which was nice. It was Pam's birthday today. She got a gold star parsnip. I am going to purchase a spaghetti off of Gus. We also gave Gus a green algae as well as part of a help wanted quest. We also gave Sam a diamond as part of another help wanted quest. And the diamond quest gives you 2,250 gold. It's just so nice getting those diamond quests. I gave Robin her last axe, but also gave her a spaghetti because she loves spaghetti. Now we are going to go into the regular mines today and we're going to farm the middle layer. Reason being, we want coal and we want iron. But at the same time, it's good to get the kill count up on the dust sprites for monster eradication goals. The next day we're up at 35,000 gold. Now we're not going to save up to 40 and unlock the bus, instead we're going to spend this, we're going to invest it even further. We're going to start by getting 200 pieces of kale. We're going to go to Clint, we're going to get back our gold axe, but we are now going to give in our steel pickaxe and upgrade that to a gold. We're going to talk to Willie and purchase the recipe for the fish smoker, bringing us right back down to 1,847 gold. While I was passing Haley, I decided to give her the daffodil. I completed a quest for Jodie here by giving her a cauliflower. Then it was back to the farm to get some ultimate rice and smelting up some bars to make iron and gold. We planted all of our kale and we're now going to water that up. Tomorrow is a rainy day, which is great. We gave Sam a leek and now we're going to make some crab pots. There's a few reasons for the crab pots. Number one is that you can get snails if you put them on the river there. And Vincent loves snails. And if you put them by the beach, you can get lobster. Elliot loves lobsters. Everybody was in the saloon tonight, well, most people, so I purchased a load of stuff off Gust and I just went around giving gifts to get more friendship points. I went to Maryland and sold weapons that I didn't need anymore to get some extra money. And then I went into the secret woods to collect all of the lovely hardwood in here. It was hardwood, XP, and there was a few forageables on the ground as well. And sometimes when you kill the green slimes in here, they can drop mahogany seeds. We can use those to make mahogany trees to get more hardwood. I also made a few recycling machines because I had so much trash that has been accumulating from all the fishing we've been doing, and a lot of this trash can turn into some really good stuff, especially when you get back iron ores, coal and cloth. So we're just harvesting up more crops here, getting more farming XP. A lot of these crops now will be sold. We will keep a few though for recipes later on. We're now going to cut down a huge amount of trees for a couple of reasons. Number one, we need more space on the farm because we want to expand our farming plots, especially in summer. And number two, once we get level 7 with foraging, we can make tree fertilizers. We made more crab pots, and now we're going to go to Caroline here. She had one quest where she wanted a daffodil, so I gave her one, and then I gave her an extra daffodil just as a present. We're now going to collect all of the fish from the crab pots here. We didn't get any snails, but we got crayfish, we got some periwinkles and other bits and bobs. We're going to head down to the beach, and we are going to get all of the forageables down here as well. All of these corals, these sea urchins, we don't really need them anymore. Not for a long time anyway. Eventually you'll need a lot of corals and other stuff to make the Warp Obelisk, but for now we can just sell those. We are going to do a lot more fishing today now because we need a lot more money. Because it was Shane's birthday, he gets a bear, and for the rest of the night we're going to try to do some catfishing down here as well. It was time to get some more skill ups. Level 6 foraging, we can now make lightning rods, and they're very important in summer to get battery packs. We can also get a big strawberry harvest today. Now, a lot of these strawberries, especially the gold star strawberries, will be kept for loved gifts. That pink chest there, a lot of the loved gifts will go into that chest, but we're also putting a lot of the stuff needed to make recipes into that chest as well. Today is going to be a day of catfishing. We're going to pull up huge amounts of catfish today. Because we have the bait maker, almost every single catch is guaranteed to be a catfish. Besides the legend, this is the most profitable fish you can get your hands on in spring. And as you can see, we end up getting huge amounts of catfish today. Now, we are going to smoke all of them up, but it will take a while. For now, we're not going to sell them directly. We're going to keep them. We've got 50 catfish there right now. If we sold them raw, we're looking at 22,500. But we can at least double that if we smoke them up. So worth doing. We have 17,000 gold at the moment. A couple of artifacts we can donate to Gunther. We're doing pretty well now, I have to say, in terms of how much we've completed so far. And we're still just in spring. We also have a huge amount of kale planted as well, and that can be harvested in 3 days. That's going to be another big lump of money coming in. So we just got back our pickaxe there from Clint. We're now going to hand in the watering can. We're going to head down to floor 100 here in the mines in the hopes of getting a cave jelly. Now look, if we get lava eels, great. They're very rare down here, but I just got 3 lava eels right there. If I smoke them up, I can get some serious cash for those. Serious cash. I spoke to Willie about fishing up all those chubs. He was very happy with me. Because it was raining today, we're doing more catfishing and we're just smoking things now and putting things into the bait maker as we see fit. The only reason we're not in the mines in floor 100 even with the bait maker is because the lava eels are still quite rare. Now when we get to the volcano and when we get to the summit, they're way more common up there, and with the bait maker you're going to get them almost 95% of the time, but it's just not worth spending a whole day going down to floor 100 trying to get lava eels, even with day resets. Better off to stick to the catfish. So we went to the flower dance, purchased a recipe, tub of flowers, got the rare crow, and we are dancing with Haley. Now once the flower dance is finished, we're not done with the day. We're going to go straight back down to floor 100 and we're crossing our fingers and we're hoping to get more cave jellies. The lava eels are a bonus, but I would have traded one in for the cave jelly in a heartbeat. I'm at 27,000 gold today. Let's check the breakdown. Lots of fish there, but look at the smoked lava eels, 3,100 gold for gold star smoked. And they get way better than that. Once we get artisan and the quality bobber, they can sell for over 5,500 gold. Smoked catfish, they're coming in at 900 gold a piece. So really nice money when it comes to fishing. As you can see, the snails, periwinkles, the crayfish draw silver star. They're silver star because we're using deluxe bait. So we're getting a little bit more money for all of the crab pot items. We sighted away all of the kale. That's more money for us. We're now going to make 2 more fish smokers. That's 3 fish smokers in total, and we're getting the copper watering can back off Clint. Time to upgrade more tools. This time we're going to select the hoe. We're now going to pay Morris a visit. We got 41,000 gold. It's now time to get the bus upgrade. We have over 70 gold star catfish to smoke up. Eventually we will get through it, and when we do, you're going to see real nice money coming in. So for now, we're just going to have those in the smokers. We're going to go back down to the secret woods because I want more hardwood. I got pretty lucky down here. Lots of forageables to be had today. We're going to wipe out all the green slimes as per usual. I picked up a woody secret as well from cutting down trees. This is another book of power. I think it gives you something like maybe a 5% chance or so for trees to drop double the wood, which is great. And that also applies to mahogany trees, so it also applies to hardwood. So we're going to cut down even more trees today because we're very close to getting foraging to the level of 7. And once we get it to 7, we can start making some tree farms. And the first few tree farms that we make, we'll probably put tappers on them so we can get our oak resins, our pine tars, our maple syrups. All of those are needed for perfection. Morris and the lads fixed up the bus. Level 5 farming will take tiller for now, crops were 10% more. Level 6 farming means we can make the quality sprinklers, and level 7 farming gives us the loom. Level 7 foraging, most importantly, gives us the tree fertilizer. We don't care too much about the other things for now. In terms of money today, we made almost 50,000 gold. Now a lot of that came from the smoked catfish. We've got a smoked lava eel in there as well, so fishing played a big part, but also farming played a big part. A lot of kale in there too. We picked up our first Stardrop tea today, and we're going to give it to Pierre because it's very hard to get loved gifts for this man, and by giving him an early Stardrop tea we'll bring him right up to 5 out of 10 hearts. We are making really good progress with the minerals right now with Clint, so all of these geodes he's breaking open is starting to pay off. The mystery boxes are giving us some great things as well. Once we're finished with Clint, we're going to go to the museum, talk to Gunther, and we are going to donate some more artifacts. Once we're finished with the museum, we're going to take a quick look at the George development projects. Now, we have 51,000 gold, we can grab whatever we want. For now, we're going to take the minecarts. It's the cheapest, but also one of the handiest projects there because it will give us the fast travel. We can get the minecarts into town, we can get them up to the mines, and we can get them to the quarry once we unlock the quarry. Really handy to have. We're now back in the mines, and we got a skill ups there in combat and mining, which was nice. We are now trying to farm up as much resources as possible to do a skull cavern run. The rubies can be traded in for spicy eels, and the diamonds can be traded in for triple shot espressos. Morris and Co are also fixing up the old minecarts. Level 6 combat, level 7 mining. We're actually doing pretty well with the skills right now. Now, this is going to be the last batch of spring forageables that we're going to see in this challenge. And we have accumulated a lot. Leeks, horseradishes, dandelions, and of course, daffodils. All of those will be used for love gifts throughout the rest of the year. We're going to make some bombs today, and as you can see, we've done a little tree farm as well. That tree farm will primarily be tapped for oak resins and other bits and bobs. Pam is really easy to gift because normally she's standing outside the bus. So normally when we walk past the bus stop, if we see Pam, we normally give her a gift or two. We're going to unlock the bridge today because we had the money to do so. That would give us access to the quarry. It was Emily's birthday, she got an amethyst, and then it was back to Clint to get the copper hoe. Now, once we got our copper hoe, we're going to talk to Clint again, and we're going to get him to upgrade the watering can again to a steel watering can. We're then going to go to Gus and spend all of our money on salads. We're down to 162 gold. Once we sold a few things to Pierre, we had enough to get a bus ticket to go to the desert. We're going to get some triple shot espressos and spicy eels and do our very first skull cavern run. Now, we have lots of salads, we have lots of bombs, and we have a weapon with Crusader. So we actually have a very good setup here. We can make more bombs if we need to, and these mummies now don't really pose a threat because we're doing bonus damage to them, and once their HP goes to 0 they die straight away, they will not regenerate, so we don't have to use extra bombs to blow them up to get the combat XP. Today's goal is quite simple, we just want to make it past floor 30, so Mr. Key will send us 10,000 gold in the mail. It's nice to get that now going into summer especially. Now today wasn't the greatest of runs. We made it down a small bit, slightly just past floor 40. We then called it a day, went back to the desert trader, got some more triple shot espressos, but I also traded in some Nami geodes for warp totems to the desert. It just means if I want to do Skull Cavern again, I can teleport to the desert at 6 o'clock. We don't have to wait for Pam at 10 o'clock. Morris and the lads now are going to fix up the bridge. This will give us access to the quarry the next day if we want to go there. We also made over 28,000 gold today, and a lot of this was selling more fish. It's just the usual smoked catfish with 21 of them there. That came in at 18,900, so the catfish are coming in so handy for us, and it's making all of those George development projects way easier to get done. I made a lot of quality sprinklers today. They're going to come in handy now for summer, so we're going to place all of these sprinklers down on the ground. Once we're finished placing all of these sprinklers, we now have to decide what to do on the last day of spring. We're going to go back to the Skull Caverns, of course. It's time to accumulate some XP and make some money. Now, I got an early Prismatic shard, and I was only on like floor 6. So I left that floor, went back to the pylons, got my Galaxy Sword, and then I went back into Skull Caverns with a far superior weapon. Now, fair enough, it didn't have the Crusader enchant, but its DPS was on a whole different level of that of the Holy Sword, so we're going to use this weapon going forward. And soon enough we will get to Ginger Island. We can enchant weapons over there, get another Crusader enchant if we so wish. On floor 15 we got the Seed Maker. That's going to come in so handy. There's so many things we can put in that to get back seeds. Now, we were getting our hands on some Iridium ore today. You get 50 mining XP every time you detonate or break open an Iridium node. We got very lucky with the shafts as well. On floor 63 we came across our first dinosaur. Up on the feet, it dropped a dinosaur egg. So you need a couple of dinosaur eggs for perfection. You need one dinosaur egg to donate to the museum, of course. You need another dinosaur egg to turn into a dinosaur mayonnaise to ship that off for the shipping bin collection. So 2 in total. On the 1st of summer, we opened our mail to get 10,000 gold off Mr. Key for doing the Skull Caverns. We're now getting Iridium bars, 8 in total. We can sell those for money. We've got 43,000 gold at the moment. We're now going to hoe up our lovely plot of land. We're going to sell some smoked catfish, bringing us up to 58,167 gold. We're going to go to Clint now, get our steel watering can. But we're not finished with good old Clint. We're going to go and get him to process all of these mystery boxes and geodes. The hardwood was really nice that I got from those mystery boxes. Once all of these minerals have been donated, we're now going to talk to Sandy. We're going to buy some starfruit. If you're wondering as well, did we donate the Prismatic shard and the dinosaur egg? We absolutely did. So we're now putting some effort here into our regular farm. We're hoeing up the ground, putting down more sprinklers, planting more crops. We're then going off to the secret woods to accumulate even more hardwood, and the next day we come across a help wanted quest. Willie wants us to catch a couple of more chubs. We'll do that for him. We're now going to go to Robin. She's going to build a coop. Eventually that coop will be upgraded all the way to a deluxe coop, and we'll do the same with the barn as well. So we're going to start today by fishing up in the lake. We actually put up a sturgeon there as well. Now we're going to put that sturgeon into the bait maker, get back some sturgeon bait. We are going to put all of the sturgeon we put up to great use. We're going to use one for the luau. We're going to put another into a preserve bin to get back a caviar. And we're going to give some to Willie as well because he loves them. Now once we were finished with Willie here, we're going to go back to Mayor Lewis's house, open up his prize ticket machine, and we're going to get some goodies, including 4 mushroom logs. The mushroom logs are nice. They give you foraging XP every time you loot them. And you can even more or less engineer them to give you specific mushrooms based on what trees they are near. So they're a real handy item to make. So we got rid of all of the debris, all of the resources in the quarry. We're now going to build some tree farms. So we have one plot for the oak trees, one for the maple trees, one for the pine trees. It's now back to the farm and we are cutting down trees. That's right. The cutting down of trees never ends. Right up until the end of the challenge, we're going to be cutting down trees because wood is needed for so many things. But also, we're getting lots of valuable foraging XP for this. And at the end of the day, we want to get into that mastery cave as quickly as possible. The only way to do it is to grind it out. Now, we have gotten rid of most of the resources on our farm, which is great. Once we make more sprinklers, we can then really capitalize on the crops. We did some fishing the next day. What we're fighting here is an octopus. It's always nice to get this done and dusted. It's one of the hardest fish to get in the game. When we were finished with the octopus, we went over to the tide pools and we pulled up the legendary fish of summer, the crimson fish. Now, we're going to smoke up that crimson fish and sell it. We're not going to bother putting it into a fishing pond. One is enough now for the legend. If we get extended family later on, and we get some legend 2s earlier rather than later, we might make more fish ponds for those. So we're giving enough gifts to people. A pink cake for Jazz, snail to Vincent there. We give Leah a salad because she loves those. We're now going to go to Pierre and we're going to purchase 4 or 5 of every single crop that he has, except the regrowable crops. You just need 1 or 2 of those. We're now pulling up super cucumbers. We're going to get some super cucumber bait. That's what I love about summer, super cucumbers. It's such a great fish to pull up and smoke. And because we have the fish smokers and the bait maker, we can really, really abuse super cucumbers. Unfortunately, you can't get them during the day. You have to wait until the evening time. That's what holds them back. If you could get them during the day, we'd fish down there for the whole day and grab those, because you're getting over 1,000 gold every time you smoke one up, which is just great. Now we're getting more iridium bars today. That's 8 more. We're also getting some valuable items there from the trash, and we're picking up some summer forageables. All of these things will have to be sold, and they will also need to be used to make some other things for perfection. So let's go to Robin and get ourselves a mill. The mill will be needed to feed all of our animals. We're going to give Robin another spaghetti today. We're going to take on Help Wanted quest. Evelyn wanted a scorpion carp. It was actually pretty beneficial for us because it just means that we have to go to the desert and pull one up, and you have to do it anyway for the fishing collection. Because we had 43,000 gold, we're going to pay 20,000 gold and get the panning unlocked. Panning is now so much fun. We're going to go to the desert. We got our hands on a sandfish, and then we had to go fight scorpion carp. It's quite a challenging fish actually, the scorpion carp. Now we're going to talk to George, give him a leek because he loves those. Then we're going to find Evelyn and we're going to give her the scorpion carp to get a lovely prized ticket. We also give Evelyn a diamond as well. We just need one more prize ticket now. We can get the Book of Power, the Friendship 101. So we're giving Penny sandfish because she loves those, and we're giving Vincent more snails. A lot of this challenge revolves around running around the place gifting NPCs because we have to if we want to get perfection. We're now going back to the regular versions of the mines, and what we're doing here is focusing on monster eradication goals. You see, if we don't do these things, if we keep focusing on methods to make us lots of money, we're not going to get perfection in year 1. We have to take a look at what is going to give us percentages towards perfection. And monster eradication goals are something you want to get done a lot sooner rather than later, especially all of the starter monsters. So at the moment we're doing the insects, and we just completed the goal right there. Next up, we want to get the doggies done, the bats, we want to start wiping out the slimes, the dust sprites. So the next day starts with the collection of a caviar, and the mushroom logs are also ready as well. Every time you get a rainy day, it reduces the cooldown, and when your mushroom logs will activate and give you mushrooms. We're going to tap up these trees, and we are going to make some lightning rods. We made 24 lightning rods in total, and these lightning rods are going to come in so handy. We're going to go to Clint, and we are going to get him to break open huge amounts of geodes in hopes to get lots and lots of minerals that we can donate into the museum. Now we're now at a stage in the game where we're actually getting pretty close to completing the mineral collection. Once that is done, we can start focusing down artifact troves. With the greenhouse unlocked, we can now start repairing up Willie's boat. We just have to wait a day or two to get a mail from Willie to tell us to come and look at his boat. Cutting down all of these mahogany trees will greatly help to get the hardwood required to fix up Willie's boat, because you need 200 pieces of hardwood in total. We're now going to cut down even more trees, and we're going to go to the quarry, go into the quarry dungeon and get that lovely golden scythe. As we can see, Morris has fixed up the greenhouse, but look behind him, look at all those lovely battery packs. We just need 5 for the ticket machine. The rest can be kept for sprinklers later on, but we also need to sell at least one for the shipping bin collection. We're going to take a look at the travelling cart today as well and pick up a rare seed. We need at least 2 rare seeds for perfection. You need 1 to get a Stardrop, and you need a second to ship off. We're now getting a cool cutscene here. You can actually pop all those blue balloons as well, you know, and when you do pop them, you get a little number counter on the top left hand side. I don't know if anything happens if you pop all the balloons, but let me know in the comments if there's any sort of, you know, secret interaction from popping all them balloons. So we also got the Georgia Cola machine as well. We give 1 free Georgia Cola every day. We're now going to kit out the greenhouse in sprinklers, and we're going to put on a few things for now, some coffee beans and some strawberries, and we'll put the rare seed in there as well, which will give us back a sweet gem berry. We're going to go to Robin. We're going to upgrade our coop to a big coop. While we're here, we're going to give Penny a sandfish because she loves those, and we're going to give Maru a strawberry. We can now access the bat house. Lots of resources up here. We're going to whack away all the weeds, we're going to mine all the rocks, and we're going to cut down all the trees. Some of the trees also have moss on them, so it's very important now we start to accumulate that. Once we get the green rain, it'll be much easier to get moss after that. We're getting recipes now because we're making a lot of effort with a lot of the friendships of the Stardew Valley folks. So we just got sashimi there, which is really nice. We can turn any fish into a sashimi, and it's a light gift by most. We're now going to fix up the boat. 5 iridium bars, 5 battery packs, 200 pieces of hardwood. We had a help wanted quest to go into the mines and kill 2 ghosts. That's what we're going to do right now. Now once we have the ghosts defeated, we're going to stay in the mines and we're just going to farm up more iron ores and coal and things like that so we can make more bombs and whatnot. Because we need to do so many Skull Cavern runs, it's not even funny. But again, we need to look at the monster eradication goals. Bats, dust sprites, slimes, they're all on the kill list of course. Now we just picked up another monster compendium here, and because we already activated the first one to get its power, the second one will give us experience towards combat, and I'm absolutely not complaining about that at all. Now we actually have a level 8 of combat right now, just 2 more levels to go, and we get a significant attack power increase. Robin and Willie are now fixing up the boat. That means we can now go to Ginger Island whenever we so wish. The next day begins with the creation of 51 regular bombs. We're now going to put some pathways all around the trees here in the quarry. This makes it really easy to loot all of the lovely resins every couple of days. The last thing you want is for debris to block your path. We gave Pam a sweet pea today as part of a help wanted quest, and we're getting really nice friendship points with Pam now because she's just so easy to get friendship points with, between parsnips, bear and everything else. We spoke to the wizard as well about killing those ghosts. We got a prize ticket. We're now going to get the Book of Power, the Friendship 101. This is going to make our lives a little bit easier when it comes to accumulating friendship points with all of the Stardew Valley NPCs. We're now going to jump straight onto the boat and we are going to make our way right down to Ginger Island. Now, when we get to Ginger Island, the first thing that you're going to notice is that it's not morning time. No, it's midday, 4:30 to be exact. So we don't have a whole lot of time to go and grab enough golden walnuts to fix up the house. So we need to move quickly. Now thankfully, if you know where to look, there's more than enough golden walnuts lying around the place that will get you into the west side of Ginger Island, and it will even unlock the house for you on the first day. So we're going to run around now and we're going to get all these golden walnuts. There's also a Joja parrot on Ginger Island as well, and you can give that parrot money to find all the golden walnuts for you. Now the more golden walnuts you find, the less money you have to give to the parrot because the less golden walnuts it needs to find. Now once we have found all these golden walnuts, we can fix up the house. The next big task will be getting into Key's secret walnut room. To get in there, we need to find a total of 100 golden walnuts, and there's a maximum of 130 golden walnuts you can get. Now there are a few golden walnuts you cannot get until year number 2, but if RNG is on our side, hopefully we can get the great majority very, very quickly so we can start taking on those key quests. It's very important that we get access to the key quests as early as possible because we need key gems to unlock all of the lovely key recipes. And a lot of those recipes are needed to craft all of the items in the game, for example, the hopper, the magic bait, and things like that. Now, it was Mario's birthday today. She got a strawberry. We're now going to get Robin to make a deluxe coop for us, and it's straight back in to Ginger Island. We're doing the volcano cave now today. Now, it's very important we fight all of the magma sprites and magma sparklers that cross our path, because we need to think about the monster eradication goals all of the time. And the last thing you want happening is to get into winter. You're very close to getting perfection, and you have all these monsters left to kill. We also went to the luau as well, and we put in a gold star sturgeon. That is going to give us the best result for the governor. In turn, we're going to get tons of friendship points from a lot of Stardew Valley NPCs. And this event is so important to accumulate all of those friendships. Perfection sometimes can be overwhelming, especially when you try to do it in just 1 year, because there's so many things to get through. That's why it's important to make a little list and write down little short-term goals for yourself all the time. Now we're going to go to Sandy after the event, and we're going to purchase all of the crops you can only get from Sandy. The beads will come in handy. They will allow us to get into the casino later on. We're also going to head down to the beach here, and we're picking up rainbow shells, coral, sea urchins. Now we can sell all of these. The rainbow shells especially sell for real nice money. So if you're short on cash, make sure you check the beach out for those rainbow shells in the summer. We're going to go to the dig site now, and we are going to free the lovely Professor Snail. The professor here is going to send us on an archaeology hunt to go around Ginger Island and find all of these really cool artifacts. And once we find them all, we will get a huge amount of golden walnuts off the professor. He'll also give us the recipe as well to make an ostrich incubator, which is really nice because we need to make that for perfection. Once we enter his tent, we're going to take on the questionnaires here, and it's always the same answers, for the purple starfish and for the purple flowers. When we're finished with the tent, we fished up a lot of golden wallets there, and we also fished up an artifact as well needed for Professor Snail. We're then going to start clearing away a lot of the debris on the farm, and we also picked up a golden wallet along with a pearl, right down at the corner's edge of the beach there. Level 9 foraging, just one more level to go. Now, we did the pylon puzzle the next day. Upon completion, we got 3 more golden wallets. We now have enough to fix up the beach, and this will unlock the east side of Ginger Island. And once we come here, there's a few more golden walnuts tucked away in the sand and the water. We're going to go into the Pirate's Cove, and there's a very sneaky golden walnut down there at the very bottom. Just picked up the mummified frog there, and we're going to make our way back to Stardew Valley. 2,250 gold if we get Leah a lovely diamond. We're going to go to Clint, get him to break open even more geodes. And as you can see, we have the palm faucet and our bits and bobs from detonating all of the nodes over at the dig site on Ginger Island. We also picked up the mouse rare crow as well, which is a prize from handing in tons of artifacts and minerals. It was Alex's birthday today. He gets a lovely rabbit's foot. Loads of friendship points there with Alex. We're now going to go back to our farm. We're going to smelt up tons of copper bars, and we're going to start collecting some crops here that have fully grown. The melons, we're going to keep a good few melons because they are needed for a handful of quests. We also need melons as well to make a lot of the cooking recipes, but we will sell one, of course, for the shipping bin collection. All of our mahogany trees have grown. We're going to cut down the whole lot of them and collect all of that lovely hardwood. We're also going to scythe away good portions of our grass here. It's always good to scythe away the middle so the grass grows back very quickly. We need all that to feed the animals that we're going to put on the farm. We finally get the rusty key the next day from donating tons of artifacts and minerals. We can now go down to the sewers and talk to Crocus. But first, let's pick up all these lovely starfruit. Now, our farming skill was on level 8. We do get a fair boost after that, but not enough to put us on level 10. We also collected all of our battery packs, and we're selling all the starfruit to get our gold for 202,000. We're now going to go upgrade our pan to a steel pan, and we're going to head down to the source here to talk to Crocus. But first, we're going to fish up another legendary fish, and this one is called the mutant carp. Once we were finished in the sewers, we're going to go to Marnie here, and we're going to purchase some animals for our deluxe coop. We're going to start with chickens, then grab a duck, and then we're going to grab a huge amount of rabbits. Nicole Fallon will be our brown chicken, Sabrina Doohy will be our white chicken, Bonkers Busy is going to be our duck, Dara Wiseman will be a rabbit, Tasha Smith, Taylor H, Sarah Kroll, Pink Blossom, we also have Manya Ilyana, and we have the Awkward Burb, followed by Sleepy Brit, and these are all channel members. Fluffy Fish will be the last rabbit that we're going to have on the farm. And if you want your name incorporated into one of these videos in one way or another, you can get the GamerGuard membership as well. It's just a couple of dollars per month, or a few euro depending on where you live. So we're going to give Leah the diamond. This gives us 2,250 gold plus a lovely prize ticket, and we're also going to give her a salad as well because she loves those. We're going to go back to Sandy and purchase even more starfruit, plant that back down on the farm. Now, we will more than likely put all of this starfruit into kegs to make huge amounts of money. Once we get level 8 farming, we can now make the keg, which is great. We have been saving resources for this now for a while. Level 9 farming gives us the iridium sprinkler, but we don't have level 10 farming just yet. We still need to harvest another big batch of crops to get that. Today was finally the green rain. That means we can now access a new resource to the 1.6, moss. Moss is needed to make a lot of really cool items that can help us with perfection. Now we are going to spend the whole day roaming the entirety of the map with our lovely golden scythe to get as much of this stuff as possible. All of the extra fibre will greatly help as well. The time will come where we will need to make a statue of blessings, and that thing requires a lot of resources. The green rain really helps with getting a lot of the resources to make that. Now we're actually very close to getting foraging level 10, so I'm at a little tree farm at the bottom of the farm there, and I'm after cutting down all of the trees. We're now going to go to Clint, get our steel pan. We're going to talk to Clint again to upgrade the pan all the way now to a gold. It is then back to the quarry. We get to collect all of these lovely oak resins, and all of these will be used to make kegs. But first, let's go back to the farm and grab all of these tomatoes and hops and everything else. Now we can only make 8 kegs right now. What's holding us back big time are the bars. Now we will eventually get hundreds upon hundreds of iron bars and copper bars, and we'll be able to bang out those kegs no problem at all. So to get the level 10 foraging, we just spent the rest of the day cutting down trees. And we're going to select the botanist, of course. Forged items are now the highest quality. That means lots of lovely iridium forgeables we get to pick up. It's also a great way to make money, and it's a great way to get extra friendship points with people if they love forgeables. Speaking of forgeables, Krobus here loves horseradishes. Now, we had a bit of money on us, but not enough to get the Stardrop off Krobus. That's something we get later. We did get a void egg off him though, because we need to turn one into a void mayonnaise and sell another void egg as well. We did some fishing there too in the mutant bug lair, and we're also giving gifts now to Sam and Jody to accumulate even more friendship points. We're now going to go to Gus and we're going to purchase huge amounts of salads, and then it's back to Ginger Island. We just picked up our second snake vertebrae there, and we got a couple of golden walnuts from breaking open these mussel nodes as well. So today was shaping up to be a pretty good day. We're going to plant all of our mixed seeds on Ginger Island. There is a chance we will get pineapples from some of those, which is great. We're detonating nodes on the dig site just to collect more stuff there. Just got a prehistoric rib from that. And it's back into the volcano to try to score some real good loot. There's some great things you can get in this volcano. We also have to think about those monster eradication goals as well. I know I keep saying it, but it's such a bottleneck, you know? And it's something we just want to get done now as quickly as possible. We smoked up the mutant carp. We're actually going to sell that. There's no point making a fish pond for it because I don't think it's worth it, you know? If it was a legend, yeah, fair enough. But for any other fish, not really. All of the help wanted quests are really helping us because we're getting so many prize tickets. And a lot of the things you get from those prize tickets are game changers, especially later on when you start getting the magic rock candies and more Stardrop teas. We're breaking open golden coconuts now in the hopes to get one of the final artifact pieces we need for Professor Snail, and we got it there. That was the fossilized skull. All we need now, I believe, is the fossilized tail from panning. That's what we're doing today. We also panned up a lucky ring, which was great. I'm going to put it on us straight away. We need all the luck we can get now to get perfection in year 1. We're going to donate all of the items to Professor Snail. That completes his archaeology quest. Not only do we get lots of golden walnuts, we also get a very important banana and mango sapling. We're also going to play the dart game today. You can play this a total of 3 times. It gets harder each time you play because you get less darts to throw. But every time you complete it, you get a golden walnut. Up to 3 golden walnuts can be gotten from that game, which is very important. That's one step closer now to getting into Key's secret walnut room. Level 10 farming, finally. We're going to take agriculturist crops grow 10% faster. We can always respec later on to artisan if we want to sell, you know, the big artisan stuff. So we just got 10 more golden walnuts from the frog there. We got 5 from the wheat and 5 from the melon. We're now going to go back and visit Robin again. We're going to talk to Demetrius first. It was his birthday. He gets a strawberry. Lots of friendship points there. Robin is going to make us a big barn. We're then going to head back to the volcano. We're picking up some great loot here. We found the mushroom floor. We can get huge amounts of magma caps from this floor. And magma caps are absolutely amazing, especially if you pick up an iridium quality magma cap. Now there's tons of golden walnuts we can find at the volcano. There's 5 from combat, 5 from mining, 5 from breaking open those dwarf caches, of course. So once we enchanted our sword with Crusaders, time to have a look at the skills there. All of our skills are 10 except combat. Just 1 more skill point to go with combat, and then we can start delving into the beauty of the mastery tiers. We are on the hunt for more golden walnuts, and we just about got enough now to get into Key's secret walnut room. Let's take a look at the perfection tracker. We're almost halfway through the challenge, and we're on 25%. We have a long way to go. A long way to go. Can we get perfection in year 1? I don't know, but we're going to find out. Let's take a look at the key quests. We're going to take Skull Cavern Invasion for a couple of reasons. Number 1, it awards way more key gems than the Junimo cart. Number 2, we're going to get combat XP for wiping out monsters, and wiping out monsters means 1 step closer to completing all of the monster eradication goals. Now, the first thing we're going to do is farm up some iron here. We're killing dust sprites as well for more monster eradication goals, but the main reason we came down here was to get iron to make bombs for the decent Skull Cavern run. We're going to need lots of bombs to get through the hardened versions of the Skull Caverns. Now, we had the Crusader enchant. These mummies were actually a delight every time we encountered them. They were dropping cloth, they were dropping soul essences, they would even drop the occasional key gem, which was absolutely amazing. And we also needed to kill the mummies for monster eradication goals. So it was just great every time I entered a room that was filled up to the top with mummies. We just had to line them all up and knock them all down at once, and we're also getting so much combat XP from these, it was just great. They were also dropping curiosity lures, and that lure is extremely important if you're fishing up Legend 2s, if you get an extended family quest. It's a brilliant lure altogether. I picked up some rain totems today. We will absolutely use those to our advantage. We're also getting radioactive ores as well, which is very important to make some of the endgame items. On floor 61 we got very lucky in the treasure room and we picked up an auto petter. With this we don't have to pet a good portion of the animals on the farm. Our combat XP was going quite well. With the rate we are going, we should be able to hit max level combat today or tomorrow. We got another auto petter on floor 100. This was just amazing luck. That was now 2 auto petters. That's all we needed now to auto pet all of the animals on the farm, which was great. I didn't have to go to the Georgia Mart and spend huge amounts of money on auto petters. The next day started with the smelting of iridium ores into iridium bars. We're now going to build an iridium band, and we're going to make some mayonnaise machines as well, because we need to turn a lot of the different types of eggs and whatnot into different types of mayonnaise to sell those for the shipping bin collection. Because we don't have an auto grabber just yet, we need to pick up all of the animal products manually, but very soon we will make the trip to Marnie's if we don't get lucky in the Skull Caverns, and we just buy ourselves some auto grabbers. We managed to get a lot of rhubarb today. We're going to sell probably 1 or 2 of those and then keep the rest for recipes and whatnot. We gave Mayor Lewis back his shorts just to get more friendship points with him, and then it was off to good old Clint to finally upgrade our pickaxe to an iridium pickaxe. Now we're getting Gus here to break open more geodes for us, in the hopes to get minerals that we need to donate to Gunther. We're very close now to donating all of the minerals to Gunther. We just got the transactions guide there, along with some other real nice things, including a crystallarium. We're going to make 5 bee houses for 2 reasons. Number 1, we need honey to sell, and number 2, we can put honey into a keg to get back mead that we also need to sell. We're also making radioactive bars as well. They actually sell for 4,500 gold if you have the blacksmith perk. We're going to go to Robin and get the deluxe barn. Once that barn has been put on the farm, we can get all of the nice animals for the barn. We're giving Leah salads now today because we just saw her, and we do that a lot. If we see NPCs and we have things on us that they like or love, we just dish out the gifts and get some friendship points. Before we play some Junimo Kart, we're going to get some pineapples and other bits and bobs, and we're going to sell those for money. Now we just have to get a score of 50,000. We actually done it on our first attempt, which was great. That's going to give us a few more key gems. It's then back into the regular versions of the mines, and we're just farming up slimes. More importantly though, we came down here to get iron to make more bombs, but also we want to complete the Dust Sprite monster eradication goal. That's right. Of all the times we came down here, we still haven't completed that goal. So here's hoping we get it done now much sooner rather than later. Now we made over 57,000 gold today. A lot of this came from the aged fishing roe from the legend pond and iridium bars. We got lots of recipes today from a lot of the Stardew Valley NPCs, which was great. And look at all the radioactive bars and iridium bars we now get to collect. A lot of that will be sold. We just got our dinosaur mayonnaise right there, so we can sell that for the shipping bin collection. And we're still going to use the mayonnaise machine. We're going to put a duck egg inside it now to get back duck mayonnaise. We're also going into the mushroom cave every 2 days, and we are using that dehydrator to craft items that we need for the shipping bin collection. So we're giving Demetrius more stuff today to get his friendship points up. We have him on 8 out of 10 hearts now, which is great. We have a help wanted quest here to fish up 3 tunas in total. Now it was actually Demetrius that gave us that quest, but first we'll give Willie a sturgeon for friendship points. We'll talk to Demetrius again to hand in the help wanted quests, and it's off 10 to Ginger Island. And we were lucky enough to get Gus. You can now get the tropical curry recipe for 2,000 gold. Take my advice, if you are going for perfection and you see this man at his stall on Ginger Island, prioritise that recipe straight away, because nothing in this game guarantees you that Gus will go to Ginger Island. Is just pure RNG related. There's actually a good chance that for the whole of the first year, you will not go to Ginger Island. You won't be able to get that recipe. Now, when we did go into the volcano dungeon, we got the soul sap ring and the protection ring. They're alright, but we won't be using them for the endgame builds. Look at the radioactive ores, 4,500 gold. It's just so nice to sell those. Real nice for making huge amounts of money. We got back our iridium pickaxe off Clint, which was great. Now, we're not finished with Clint just yet. We're now going to upgrade our pan to an iridium pan. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. We're giving Willie more sturgeons, and we just gave Caroline a red mullet there too as part of a help wanted quest. With another prize ticket, we're going to go to the ticket machine and get ourselves another dehydrator. Very nice to have 2 of those on the farm. We're now going to go to Marnie. We're going to go to the supply shop here and we're going to purchase 2 auto grabbers. And the reason for this is that we're going to get barn animals now and we don't want to have to milk the cows or the goats or share the sheep or things like that. Auto grabbers will do all that for us. We're now going to get some more animals and name them after our channel members. We're going to get goats, sheep, cows and pigs. Pantox will be a white cow. Kara will be a goat. Sarcasm will be a sheep. And 47 Shoddy will be the pig. Once we're finished with Marnie, we're going to go back into the coop and we're going to pick up all of this wool. But if you take a look at over the right hand side, we actually have a rabbit's foot over there, which was great. Over the next couple of weeks, the amount of rabbit's feet we end up collecting, it ends up being huge. And it just makes getting friendship points with the NPCs way easier. Because most of the NPCs, I think bar one, love a good rabbit's foot. So we're now going back into Skull Caverns. And the reason why we're going back here is because we just need way more resources. And we have to think about the monster eradication goals as well. So we're just killing serpents every time we see them. But I also wanted to get combat up to level 10 and I found that this is just the best place to do it because time goes slower when you're in the Skull Caverns. So we just got combat level 10 right there. That means all of the future XP that we get now, regardless of what profession we use, will go towards mastery. And the more mastery levels we can pick up now in the early game, the better. These prehistoric floors are still quite valuable because there's still quite the kill count we need to get on pepper rexes. Even though you only have to kill about 50 of those, they're an extremely rare enemy to come across. So when you do get that prehistoric floor, it's very important to make the most of it and try to kill all of the pepper rexes that you have spawned on that floor. Prismatic shards are still very important. We need them for 2 enchants. We can also trade them in on a Thursday for magic rock candies to the desert trader. The great thing about getting mastery right now is that we have another batch of starfruit we get to harvest very soon. That's going to give us huge amounts of XP towards mastery. Picking up the crystallarium was a great find today. 1 more crystallarium means 1 more machine that can generate jades for staircases. We're now going to go to the quarry today. We're going to get all these oak resins. We're also going to donate more artifacts we found in the Skull Cavern to Gunther. And then it was a nice trip over to Clint and it was time to get him to process some more geodes. Now we have over 22 omni geodes there. We didn't get the Neptunite that we wanted, but hopefully the next time we might grab it. We're going to purchase huge amounts of wheat now off Pierre. Wheat has so many positive properties to it. Number 1, when you harvest it, you can get hay to feed your animals. It's a great placeholder crop, so you don't have to re-hoe the ground in fall. You can put it into a mill to get back wheat flour, and then you can turn that into bread to make even greater profits. It's just a great transitional crop all around. Now we're going to use the art of mega bombs here to hoe up most of the left-hand side of the farm so we can plant all of this lovely wheat. And we have a lot of resources to make lots of iridium sprinklers as well. And this means we can put even more wheat on the ground. If we used quality sprinklers, we'd be losing out on a lot of money, you see. Once we have all of our mega bombs used up, we're then going to take out the hoe, and that will do the rest of the job for us. But the mega bombs save so much time when it comes to hoeing up the ground. Once we have the sprinklers set and the ground fully hoed up, we're going to plant all of the wheat. Today is the 25th. That means we'll be able to harvest up that wheat on the 1st or the 2nd of fall. We're going to get even more iridium bars today. Now we're going to go into the dwarf here. We are severely lacking friendship points with the dwarf, so we're going to have to make some, really good strides with him. We might even give him some Stardrop teas on days that aren't even its birthday, because its friendship is just so low compared to everyone else. Now we did get the recipes the dwarf sells, we got the rare crow and the book of power, the dwarvish safety manual. We also went to the travelling cart and we're going to purchase another rare seed. We need this for perfection, of course. Speaking of perfection, we are now going to grab another Stardrop because that sweet gemberry can be brought all the way to Secret Woods and we can click on the statue. That will give us another Stardrop by trading in the sweet gemberry. That is 1 less Stardrop we now have to worry about. When we're finished here, we're going to fly on over to Ginger Island and we are giving Leo gifts every time we see him. We actually have him on 6 out of 10 hearts now, which was great. So we are getting there. We're now going to go to the farm and we're going to take a look at all of the crops we get to pull up here. Now most of these were just mixed seeds and whatnot. So we're getting lots of poppies, summer spangles, sunflowers, things like that. All of these will be sold primarily. If we need them for recipes, we'll hold on to a couple. We got some honey there too, which was great. Now we had 70 key gems. We're going to get Pierre's missing stock list. We're going to prioritize this over the recipes for now. We're also going to get the key to the town. That will also be prioritized over the recipes. The key to the town is amazing. It means you can access the NPCs, especially the vendors, a lot earlier before they normally open up. And you might be able to get into them after they generally close as well. Clint is a great example. We picked up the tea leaf, gave Pierre his missing stock list, and it was back to the mines to farm up more dust sprites. Now, if you think about it, we've been farming these dust sprites since the very early days of the challenge, you know. We actually are getting there in terms of killing 500 of them. If we got our hands on a monster musk, you'd probably have it done in a few days because it more or less doubles the spawn rates of monsters. But for now, all we can do is go in and just grind it out. Lots more recipes today, which was great. We also picked up a mead by putting a honey into a keg. We're going to sell that for the shipping bin collection. We're then going to harvest all of these lovely star fruit, and all of this XP will go towards mastery, which is going to really help us out to get into that master cave and select one of the advanced perks. Now all of this star fruit will be saved and it will be put into kegs for star fruit wine, and that is going to give us some real nice money. We also got lots of battery packs today as well, which is great. We can use these to make more original quality sprinklers if we so wish. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to bang out 20 more sprinklers, and we're going to put these right down here now where all our wheat has been planted. I know I have to pickaxe up some wheat, but we're only talking about maybe, 5 or 10 pieces. It's not going to destroy the run. Once we were finished planting all of the sprinklers, we had to think about how we could make more kegs. So we're going to smelt up some iron ores into iron bars because you need iron and copper to make kegs. When we were finished with that, we're going back down into the mines again to get more iron to farm up dust sprites, other bits and bobs. Now we just got the Monster Slayer goal there for bats. That was very nice. I wasn't even counting how many bats I had killed, but it was nice when it popped up. It's just one less thing to worry about now, so we can get perfection in year 1. We're going to stay in here for the whole day until our character passes out. It doesn't matter if we get billed 1,000 gold anymore. We have so much resources now set up on the farm, we can make it back very easily. We fixed up the house there for the raccoon as well, so we can start taking on the raccoon quests. And for the first mastery, we're going to take the mining mastery. Reason being, we're going to the mines a lot, so we might as well take the mining mastery for now and reap the rewards. The statue of the Dwarf King is going to make our Skull Cavern runs way more lucrative. But the buffs we got today weren't great. Bombs cannot damage you is nice, and a greater chance to find coal is nice, but there's way better ones you can get. We're going to get some staircases today and go back down into the Skull Caverns just to get some more resources. We came down here for a good couple of reasons now. Monster eradication goals, resources, and of course XP towards mastery. We picked up the peach sapling on floor 100, which was very nice. We end up getting a lot of iridium ores today. It was a great run. We also found a few prehistoric levels as well, so we took the time to wipe out all of the pepper X's within. Despite the fact that we're not completing monster eradication goals every few days is okay, because what's going to happen now eventually is we're going to end up completing most of the goals across 1 or 2 days because we're hitting the regular mines and then Skull Cavern every kind of second day. So a lot of these goals will be completed in very quick succession. So you're going to see this huge ramp up now very soon, where our perfection percentage is quite low, and then it's just going to ramp up well over 50 when you take a look at everything that's been donated to the museum, the Stardrops we're collecting, the friendships that we're building. It's all going up quite well. We also got a pomegranate sapling today as well, which was great. That was one more sapling we didn't have to buy off Pierre, and it's very important we get all of the saplings because we will need all of the fruit to get perfection. We need to sell at least one of all the fruit. We also need it for the cooking recipes. We just got the monster eradication goal there for mummies, which was great. We also got the apricot sapling today too. That was 3 saplings now we got in Skull Cavern. I was so happy about that. It's just going to save us so much money. Let's take a look at all of the loot we got at the end of today. We ended up getting well over 350 iridium ores, 365, 3 prismatic shards, a red cabbage seed, mystery boxes, battery packs, rubies. We just got so much loot, and all of that is going to help us towards perfection. Now we're going to make some heavy furnaces today. With the heavy furnaces, we will be able to smelt through huge quantities of ores so we can get bars a lot faster. We're going to go to Robin, she's going to get us the big shed. That's needed for kegs. We're then going to go to Pierre because we're in fall now. That's right, we're halfway through the challenge. We're going to purchase multiples of every single crop he has because we need to in order to get perfection. We're going to harvest all of the wheat. We just got a 2nd level in mastery, which was great. Once all of this wheat has been harvested, we're going to plant huge amounts of our crops. Now, the next day we're going to get back wheat flour from that mill, and then we're going to turn the wheat flour into bread. Now, we don't have a whole lot of time left today, so we had to be quick about this and plant as many pumpkins as possible. Now, if we don't get all the pumpkins planted today, it's not the end of the world. We have the whole season to plant and harvest thousands upon thousands of pumpkins. We made 102,000 gold today. Most of that, a lot of that, came from iridium bars. The next day started with a collection of over 900 wheat flowers. We went down to Willie's here to do some fishing. We just got the anchovy there, we needed that for a help wanted quest. So we're going to go to Penny now. We're going to give her a sandfish because she loves those. Because it was her birthday, we get a huge friendship multiplier. We can also access to community quests. We're going to go for biome balance to get the farm computer. We're now going to turn all of our wheat flour into bread. That's going to sell for even more money. We're also going to take a look at the key quests. We're going to take Key's Hungry Challenge and go back to Skull Caverns again, because the Skull Caverns is just a no-brainer at the moment for XP, resources and monster eradication goals. We're going to sell all of our iridium bars to Clint to get our money up to 152,000 gold. We're then going to go to Pierre's shop, sell all the bread to get our money up to 210,000 gold. We're then going to spend all of our money, or most of it, on pumpkin seeds. We just got 2,000 pumpkin seeds there. Oh, we're going to plant all those and we are going to reap the rewards in the next couple of weeks when we get to harvest all of those lovely pumpkins. So huge amounts of money now will come from the planting of pumpkins, and because it's raining, it's really nice for us because it just means that we don't have to wait an extra day to get all of these pumpkins. Because we had so many friendship points accumulated with Leo, the Parrots visited Stardew Valley and they built him a house, which was nice. The next day begins with mega bombing the farm because we're going to plant even more pumpkins. We still had huge amounts of pumpkins that we had to get planted, and all of this requires huge amounts of time, but it's worth it because we need money to get perfection. We have to think about the Warp Obelisks, we have to think about the Gold Clock, and we have to think about extra money for perfection waivers. They're not cheap, so we need to think about money as well sometimes, not just getting percentages for monster eradication goals or working on friendship points with all the villagers. It's a very balanced run, as you can see. So once we hold up the ground, planted all of the iridium sprinklers, we're just putting down more pumpkins here. And once all these pumpkins have been put down, it's sent onwards and upwards. Now we had well over 400 pumpkins left to plant. We can just hold on to those until the next harvest. We're now going to go to Ginger Island with some flute blocks so we can complete the mermaid puzzle. That's going to give us some more golden walnuts, which was nice. We're going to talk to the raccoon here, and the raccoon wanted some clams and a smoked bullhead. That's very simple to do, so we'll do that now, complete that quest, and we'll get some goodies off the raccoon. For the next mastery, we're going with fishing mastery. Now, you're probably wondering why I chose this because we're not doing a whole lot of fishing. It's just in case we get the extended family quest. It would be good to go to exploit that quest and get tons of legend 2s. A fairy visited our farm today. She's going to exponentially increase the growth rate of a huge radius of crops there. The next day, it was time for a help wanted quest. Haley was looking for the Joja Cola. No problem at all. We're going to talk to Marcelo as well. Now, we had 57,000 gold. It was now time to get the Way of the Winter Part 1 for 15,000. Once we activated that book, we can then go ahead and we can purchase the Way of the Winter Part 2 for 35,000. And these are real handy because they give us a permanent speed buff. Now, Marcella also had the Queen of Sauce cookbook. We will get that the next time he comes around so we can get all of the Queen of Sauce recipes. We're now doing biome balance today after we give Haley her Joja Cola. And because we're using challenge bait, a perfect catch gives us 3 fish every time. We had that biome balance completed in no time at all. It was after Ginger Island now, and we completed the gem bird puzzle, which was great. 5 more golden walnuts added to the bag for that. We're now going to go to Clint. We're going to get to process even more geodes. Now, I was really hoping for the Neptunite today, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. We're now going to go to the quarry, and we are going to get some lovely resins. All of these resins will be used to make kegs, of course. We're actually getting not surprise tickets now because you get one when you complete a community quest as well. We're very close to getting another Stardrop tea. We're going to talk to the raccoon today and give the raccoon the clams he wanted. We're also going to give him the smoked bullhead. As a reward, we get 25 broccoli seeds. And broccoli is something that will have to be planted and sold for the shipment collection. We're going to sell weapons and rings to Marlon that we just don't need right now. It's time to check the monster eradication goals to see how close we are to completing some of them. More or less halfway there with the slimes. A good bit needs to be done with dust sprites, skeletons, tuggies. Dust sprites, we have almost 400. We're getting there with the dust sprites. For the rest of the enemies, we're getting there with the rock crabs. We've the mummies done. Lots of pepper X still needed, serpents and magma sprites. As you can see, we have some progress made, but we still have a lot of monster slaying to do. For the rest of the evening, we're just up in the lake pulling up some fish. We got the midnight carp, which is needed for the fishing collection. I also took the time to pull up the legendary fish of fall, and this one is called the Angler. Again, just like the mutant carp, one of the easier legend fish you get to fight. We're also going to visit the desert trader. Trade in 3 prismatic shards for a magic rock candy and incredible buff food. Today we're going to get another blessing from the statue of the Dwarf King plus 1 Warp Vein, which was great. We're going to take a warp totem to the beach so we can quickly talk to Elliot here and give him a gift for his birthday. That's Elliot maxed out. Then we're going to pop a totem. That's going to bring us straight into the Skull Caverns, and we're going to do Keys Hungry Challenge. We have to get down to 100 without taking any sort of food items. Now, if you get low on health, it's not the end of the world. A lot of the big purple blobs will give you 10 pieces of health upon defeat, which is great. When you go down shafts, the deeper you go down, the more damage you take, so it's very important that you prioritize those big blobs every time you see them. We didn't have huge amounts of staircases, so we just kind of had to go down manually for the most part, and just make sure we didn't take any damage from bombs or any damage from monsters, so we just had to play it a little bit safe. But you know what? I'm used to fighting these enemies so much, it wasn't that difficult anyway. We also had the vampire ring, so there was a chance upon slaying an enemy that ring would activate and give us back some health. Now, if you ever want to trivialize this quest, you can always take the mastery in combat and you can get trinkets. You come down here with the fairy box. That just trivializes the whole thing, you know, especially a high level fairy. So when we were finished with Skull Caverns, we came out with over 350 pieces of rudium ore. We got lots of iron, gold and copper as well. We got lots of diamonds, which was great, and we got other bits and bobs too. We're now going to harvest up some of the fall crops. We're going to get eggplants, we're going to get some bok choy. We'll leave the pumpkins for now because I want to harvest all those together. I also went into the barn, I got some goat's cheese and cow's cheese. We need to sell those for the shipment collection. We also gave Clint a loved gift today. He loves amethysts. But we're not finished with good old Clint. Once we're done with Mayor Lewis here, we're going to talk to Clint, and we're going to get Clint to break open even more geodes. Now, today was finally the day where we got the Neptunite. That was the last mineral we needed to complete the mineral collection for the museum. Once that Neptunite popped up, I didn't get Clint to break open any more Omni Geodes. All those Omni Geodes would be turned into artifact troves instead. So now it was time to get the grind on with the artifacts, and hopefully we can get this sooner rather than later. For now, let's bake huge amounts of kegs. We made 116 in total. They're going to go straight into the big shed. Now, this isn't going to fill up the big shed with kegs. We will have to make more later on so we can get the most out of the space we get with these big sheds. We're now going to start seeing the big money come in once we start collecting all these starfruit wines. We're going to go to the Ginger Island here. We gave Emily an eggplant as part of a help wanted quest. We're also giving Emily an amethyst as well because she loves those. Emily is currently at 6 out of 8 hearts. A lot of the Stardew Valley NPCs right are maxed out now, are very close to being maxed out, which is great. We got the hot Java ring today. This is a game changer for us. We're also going to get the Book of Power, the Diamond Hunter off of the dwarf here on the mid levels, and we're going to pick up the Warp Totem recipe as well as the Ginger Ale recipe, all needed for perfection. We made 161,000 gold today, primarily from selling Iridium bars. The Iridium bars are really coming in clutch for us when it comes to getting the money needed to make some serious progression. We're going to combine some rings, an Iridium band with the Lucky Ring, and a second Iridium band with the Hot Java ring. This is a real good ring layout because of the huge amounts of magnetism that we're going to get, attack power boost, as well as the ability to get coffee drinks upon the slaying of monsters. And having the extra bit of luck, that's going to help us as well. We also put 3 rubies into our weapon, increasing its attack power, so we're now going to wipe out enemies at a much faster rate, making monster eradication goals a little bit easier. And we finally did it today, everyone. We completed the monster eradication goals for the Dust Sprites. This will give us access to the Burglar Ring, which is an absolutely amazing ring. For the community quests, we're going to take fragments of the past. Now, we're not going to go to the dig site and detonate all of the nodes just yet. We're going to fight skeletons because they also drop bone fragments, so it's just hitting 2 birds with the 1 stone. We're going to get the monster eradication goal for the skeletons, as well as getting bone fragments at the same time. We're now going to go to Gil. We're going to get the Burglar Ring. Once we equip this ring, we're going to go back into the mines and fight more skeletons, and that was the monster eradication goal completed for them. We're then going to go to Ginger Island. We're going to fix up the island trader here. You can get some very nice items from this trader, including galaxy souls towards the end of a season, but you need to trade in radioactive bars for it. Upon completing the quest for the fragments of the past, we also fished up the stingray because we needed that for the fishing collection. It was time to check out the key quests. Unfortunately, no extended family, so for now, we might as well go and take the Skull Cavern invasion because it's just another excuse to go back into the Skull Caverns and reap the rewards within, you know. We're going to get the magic bait recipe with the key gems, and we're going to get some magic bait with the 5 gems we have left over. Using the magic bait, we can very easily capture every single fish in the game within a few days. If you're Argon Matrix, you can do it in one day easy enough, but we're not Argon Matrix, it's going to take us a few days to do it. Upon completing Fragments of the Past, we just got some money there, which was nice. We're now going to use the magic bait to full effect, and we're going to fish up all of the fish the game has to offer. We can also get some marine fish as well, which was great. The next day we get rewarded with the bone mill. We're now going to make some more magic bait using radioactive ores and bug meat. We also had a quick look at the auto grabber. Tons of animal products inside. We're going to collect all those, sell them for money. The pigs were now mature enough to find truffles for us. One truffle will be sold, one will be turned into a truffle oil, and then that will be sold for the shipping bin collection. We also got the large milk and the large goat's milk, so we're going to grab those, and we're also going to sell those for the shipping bin collection. We're making great progress with that collection as well, along with all the others. It was now time to focus on more friendship points with the lovely Linus today. We're going to pick up his berry basket, we're going to give this to Linus, but first we're going to give Emily a carp for help wanted quest. That gives us another prize ticket in the bag, which was great. We're also going to give Emily a rabbit's foot, just to get those extra friendship points up. We have her now in 7 out of 8 hearts. Another Stardrop tea means one step closer to maxing out all of the friendships, which was great. We got the spookfish today, along with the pufferfish, the sea cucumber, but we weren't finished just yet. Once we picked up the blobfish, that was it. We were finished with all of the fish you can get from the ocean. It was then off to Cinersap Forest to get all of the fish here, including the extremely difficult glacier fish. Normally, you can only catch this thing in winter. With the magic bait, you can catch it any time that you want. With the glacier fish in the bag, we went up to the waterfall, got the sunfish. We also picked up the elusive goby, which is a new fish added to 1.6. The secret woods, we got the wood skip, and then it was off into the mastery cave with one more level to spend. We're going to get combat mastery this time. The anvil, the mini forge, and the ability to unlock trinkets are going to give us some real advantages to make perfection easier. We went into the witch's swamp, we just got the void salmon, down into the mines, get the stonefish, the ghost fish, and the ice pip. We then got the dorado back in Cinersap Forest, followed by the lingcod, picked up the walleye as well, along with the perch, and finally we got tiger trout, which gave us the master angler achievement there. And that was all of the fish captured in Stardew Valley, one less thing to worry about. It just goes to show with magic bait how quickly you can actually get that done, you know. So in terms of progression, we were doing really well. We're going to go to Sandy, and we are going to spend all of our money on starfruit seeds, 562 in total. Eventually, we will be able to buy stacks upon stacks of starfruit seeds. We're going to go to the desert trader, we're going to buy 14 artifact troves. We'll get Clint to break all those open as well. We finally got Pam maxed out after giving her so many gifts. We're going to go to Clint, we're going to start with the mystery boxes. And we got the Book of Mysteries. Now, we couldn't get him to break open any more mystery boxes because we actually ran out of money because we bought too much starfruit seeds. But not to worry, we will very quickly reaccumulate all of our money very soon. So let's take a stroll into our greenhouse and get all of these starfruits planted. We're now going to go down to floor 15 in the mines here, and we're going to run this floor over and over again until we get the monster eradication goal done for the duggies. If we come across bugs, we'll kill them as well. We got very lucky today. We picked up an ancient seed from one of the bugs. That was needed to get the recipe to turn those ancient seeds into plantable ancient seeds. So we can now plant that on the farm. We also need to sell that for the shipping bin collection. It was nice to get that out of the way. The next day we get a star drop off Willy. One less star drop to worry about. There's just a handful of star drops left now to get in the game. We need one from the museum. We need one from marriage. Also need one from the Stardew Valley Fair. But we'll get there eventually. So we gave Jodie a gift and we teleported straight off to the desert. It was back into the hardened versions of the Skull Caverns. Now, the goal today was simple, get down to floor 100. I had a lot of staircases, I wasn't worried too much on getting to floor 100 today. I was focusing a lot on wiping out enemies for valuable XP and monster eradication goals. Despite the fact that I didn't need to kill the mummies for goals, it was still very satisfying to kill the mummies anyway, for XP and for the chance that they would drop some nice loot. Because we have the hot Java ring, monsters are dropping triple shot espressos, they're also dropping coffee, so it's basically a permanent speed boost. When we got down to 100, we got some more key gems, but we're not going to stop the run right there. We're going to stay in here, we're going to farm all of the enemies and resources within until our character passes out. The next day, we're going to get even more artifact troves from all of the omnigeodes that we picked up. If we wanted to get even more artifact troves, we could have respec'd mining so that geodes have a higher chance of dropping, but we don't really need to do that because of how proficient our character setup is currently right now. We just completed another help wanted quest. We gave Lewis there a coconut. We also gave him a hot pepper just to get some more friendship points as well. It's now time to turn Ginger Island into a starfruit farm. We're going to buy some pressure nozzles with the key gems that we have accumulated. This is going to increase the range of all our iridium sprinklers by 1 block in every direction. It just means we get to plant way more crops on Ginger Island, making full use of the farming space that we're given. We're then going to back to a regular farm, pick up all of the starfruit wine. We do have a good few artifact troves we need to open. We're also going to go into our shed and we're going to collect all of the starfruit wine in here. Now all of this will be sold, but first we have to swap around our professions to artisan, so we don't want to be selling all that stuff just yet. Now I was picking up pumpkins here manually. It was very painful. Once I got another level in mastery, I went straight into the cave to get the farming mastery so I can get the iridium scythe. This means we can now collect crops very quickly. I absolutely love this iridium scythe. Probably one of the best things added in the 1.6 update. Using the iridium scythe, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to harvest all of the thousands of pumpkins that I have planted on the farm. We will need to use an axe to break open the large pumpkins. Now some people leave these on the farm for decorations because regardless of what season it is, nothing can destroy those pumpkins. You have to get an axe to them to actually reap the rewards, but we're all about money right now, so we're going to sell everything. We're going to sell directly to Pierre, increasing our profits up to 684,000. With that, we're going to buy even more pumpkins because it's only the 13th. So we're going to get a full stack here and we're going to replant all these pumpkins right back on the farm to make even more profits. We're doing more gift giving today. It was Abigail's birthday. That was Abigail maxed out. We're almost there with Sebastian, which was great. And we were almost there with Sam as well. In terms of Emily, she's more or less maxed out too. For the rest of the day, we're just planting more pumpkins. All of the resource gathering has finally paid off. We can now make the Statue of Blessings. This must be one of the hardest things to make in the game because of the requirements. You need so much fibre, moss, sap and everything else to craft this thing. But now we have 2 buff statues on the farm. And sometimes the Statue of Blessings can give things that can help us in the mines. Today we got the Blessing of Friendship. That combines well with the Book of Power, the Friendship 101, so when we talk to Stardew Valley NPCs, we can accumulate lots of friendship points with them. The first thing we're going to do today though is harvest all of those lovely pumpkins. We also picked up the sweet gem berry as well from the greenhouse. We're going to sell that one. We went to the travelling cart and we purchased the rare crow along with an artichoke. Now we are going to put that artichoke into a seed maker to grow more artichokes because we need those for some recipes. We're also going to purchase even more pumpkin seeds off Pierre. We also made it into Caroline's sunroom with Caroline being present. It activates cutscene. That means we're going to get the tea sapling recipe the next day. We're now going to get Clint to break open all of these artifact troves, and a lot of the artifacts that we get can be used to donate into the museum. So this now was great progress with the museum collection, but there was still a little bit of a ways to go to get all of the artifacts done. Because the artichoke was a fall crop, we didn't have to put it on Ginger Island or even in the greenhouse. We could just plant it on the regular farm, which was great. We're now going back into the mines and we just got the monster eradication goal there for wiping out Duggies, which was great. Once we were finished with Duggies, we decided to start farming up void spirits. So the Shadow Shamans and the Shadow Brutes were the priority 1 enemy today. When we were finished with farming today, we made a total of 308,000 gold. Now the majority of this came from pumpkins. In terms of money making and collection percentages, we're doing really well for where we're at. But the biggest challenge is going to be, can we make enough money to get perfection? You know, we need to make millions upon millions. We need to make well over 15 or 16 million gold. And that is no joke to make in year 1. We got more golden walnuts today from breaking open muscle geodes. 4 precious stones will be the key quest of the week. We also gave Sandy a rabbit's foot today. Sandy is now maxed out. And Sandy was actually pretty easy to max out because we were going to the desert so much. More times than not, we just nipped into her little shop. We either gave her a daffodil or we gave her something else. So we're doing more Skull Cavern runs today in the hopes to get a maximum of 4 prismatic shards that we can donate to Mr. Key. We get that today, no problem at all. We also picked up a parrot egg today, but it was only a level 1 parrot companion. This means if we equipped it, there would only be a small chance enemies would drop money upon defeat. But we can make what's called an anvil, and we can attempt to reforge that trinket using iridium bars into a level 4 trinket. For now, we're going to go to the Stardew Valley Fair, get first place, gamble some of our tokens, and we will use a little bit of our money to buy the rest of the tokens so we can get the rare crow, the Stardrop, and the other bits and pieces. The prize ticket is very handy as well, and we can even get some hair for the animals. So the next day, I reforged the parrot egg using the anvil, and we managed to get level 4 parrot. We're going to put that on straight away. Level 4 means there's a very high chance now, upon defeating an enemy, that it will drop money. This is a great way to make money. This combined with the hot java ring, the burglar ring, and you can make huge amounts of money from combat every single day, no problem at all. It didn't take us long to get the bug meat for Willie's quest. That was Juicy Bugs wanted completed. A help wanted quest, Shane wanted a Georgia Cola, he got just that. We're now giving artifacts into Marlin we don't need. We get 1,000 gold for every artifact given in. More recipes in the mail, and Marley gets a rabbit's foot today, along with Jas. So we finally got the cutscene there with Willie and learned the quality bobber. This is absolutely amazing. Most of the fish we pull up now will be iridium quality. We're also going to go to Robin and get the house upgrade, followed by a trip into Merluce's house to submit more prize tickets. The Omni Geodes were fine, but the 4 extra kegs were a real nice reward. They will be put to use straight away back in our farm. We're now going to donate the 4 prismatic shards into Key's box there to complete another key quest. With the prizes, we're going to pick up some key recipes. We're now going to enchant our advanced iridium wand with preserving. And this means there's a fair good chance we won't use up bait or a tackle duration when we're pulling up fish. We're going to spend the whole day now pulling up lava eels. Using lava eel bait, there's an extremely high chance, about a 95% chance I reckon, that you're going to catch lava eel instead of trash up here in the summit. It's probably the best fishing area in the game, apart from fishing up Legend 2s. And the reason why we're doing this is because we're lacking on money when it comes to getting perfection. We also got a banana today. We gave that to the gorilla, and the gorilla is going to give us some more golden walnuts that we needed for perfection. We're also getting golden animal crackers as well. We're going to give these to the rabbits to double their output. We need to make a bigger effort with the dwarf's friendship points, so we give him a lava eel, which he loves, along with some Stardrop teas. It's now time to unlock the casino. We're going to start the quest by putting a battery back into the wall there. We also purchased another Stardrop off Krobus. One less Stardrop to worry about. Now we also picked up some of the recipes you can get off Krobus, so we will have to craft every recipe in the game to get the Craft Master achievement. We're going to talk to the Statue of Uncertainty and respec our farming perks, and it's then back down to the regular versions of the mines to farm up some Void Spirits for more monster eradication goals. So as you can see, there's a lot we have to do every single day, but it's starting to pay off. A respec of level 5 farming and level 10 farming. We're going to go with Artisan now. All artisan goods worth 40% more. We're going to sell that Void Mayonnaise with the shipment collection, and then we're going to go into the greenhouse and we are going to scythe up all of these lovely starfruit, and all of these of course will be put into cakes. Now sometimes you're going to see a huge overflow of starfruit. That means we have starfruit that are never going to see a cake. We're just going to sell those raw. We finally maxed out Robin today, which was great, and we're also going to get Robin to upgrade the house even further. We now have the necessary house upgrades done so we can get married. We're going to put beets into Merluce's fridge as part of the chain quest to get into the casino, and before you know it, we have another level up in mastery. This time we're going to go with the foraging mastery. Mystic tree seeds are an absolute requirement to get perfection, and that is all of the mastery levels done. We now have full mastery. We have access to all of the advanced perks. We can make all of the lovely mastery items. So we just gave a solar essence there to the sand dragon. We're now going to talk to Sandy again, and we're going to buy a full stack of starfruit. We're going to make some mystic tree seeds. You only have to make 1 per perfection. We made 11 because the mystic syrups sell for real nice money once they're tapped. Once all of these tree seeds have been planted, we will fertilize up a lot of them, so hopefully they'll fully grow within the next couple of days. It's back down into the regular versions of the mines then. We're fighting more void spirits. We're actually getting very close to getting the monster eradication goal done for the void spirits. Just a few more days and we should have this quest in the bag. We actually got the monster eradication goal for rock crabs completed today, which was great. 1 less monster to worry about. And I always find the rock crabs hit and miss because sometimes it can be hard to find. 1.4 million gold made today. Let's check the breakdown. 756,000 of that came from starfruit wine, and the rest, believe it or not, came from smoked lava eels. With Artisan, they're coming in at almost 6,000 gold a lava eel, which is absolutely amazing. That's the power, my friends, of lava eel fishing. It was time for another community quest, and look what we got. Finally, the Prismatic jelly. Upon completing this quest, we are going to get the monster musk. That's going to make the rest of the monster eradication goals simple to get. It was back down into the regular versions of the mines to find the prismatic slime. It didn't take us too long to find it. We got it on floor 91, wiped it out. We're going to pick up the prismatic jelly. Then we're going to take a nice stroll through Cindersap Forest, talk to the wizard, complete the quest. While we're here, we might as well give the wizard a solar essence to get some more friendship points up with him. We're going to make 1 tea sapling, sell that as part of the shipment collection. I totally forgot to collect the club card from the pile of logs to the left of the house. So we collected the club card right now. That means we can now enter the casino and get the alien rare crow. So we're going to buy some key coins in the casino. Now not a whole lot, just enough so we can do the slot games. We're going to do these slot games until we have enough coins, or close to enough, to get 10,000 key coins to get the alien rare crow. Now there's a lot of stuff you can get in here with the key coins, but all we need for perfection is the alien rare crow. It was time for a new set of quests as well, because it was Monday. We had Danger in the Deep and Skull Cavern Invasion. I went with Danger in the Deep for a couple of reasons. Number one, we hadn't unlocked the hardened versions of the regular mines just yet, but number two, it's really easy to get monster eradication goes down with void spirits during the hardened versions of the mines, because the spawn rates are way bigger. While we were on Ginger Island, I decided to go into the volcano dungeon and fight some magma sprites and magma sparkers, just to get the kill count up on them a little bit more. The Monster Musk recipe was given to us the next day by Rasmorius himself, which was great. It's now time to harvest up all these starfruit, and we also got the final golden walnut as well via farming. That was a total of 5 golden walnuts now secured from farming up crops. We're going to plant even more starfruit down on the Ginger Island farm, and then it was into the hardened versions of the mines to get some key gems. Now radioactive ores will spawn in here as well, so it's very important we collect as much of this as possible. Now I had a lot of staircases, but I was saving these for the mid-levels because I didn't want to go through the hassle of fighting putrid ghosts. So what you're going to see is regular progression through the starter versions of the hardened versions of the mines, staircase right past all of the mid-section, most of it anyway, that has the putrid ghosts, and then we take our time going through the void spirits. The mid-section of the hardened versions of the mines is actually a great place to go farming hardwood, because there's tons of tree stumps around the place. Farming up these elite skeletons was pretty easy because we had Crusader. We passed out once we got down to floor 80, so the next day starts with a collection of pumpkins, and all these pumpkins, just like the last couple of batches, will be sold for even more money. There was huge amounts of pumpkins over on the left hand side of the farm, so it did take a little bit of time to sight up all of these as well. Once we were finished here, it was straight back into the hardened versions of the mines. Before I went back in, I realised it was George's birthday, so I ran into his house, gave him a rabbit's foot. While I was here, I might as well just give Evelyn a gift as well, just to get friendship points up with her. Then it was time to farm up some void spirits. Now, we were fairly close to getting the monster eradication goal done for the void spirits, so we took our time on each floor and we made sure to wipe out as many of these void spirits as possible. Now, these void spirits were a little bit harder and faster than that of the regular counterparts, but not to worry, we had some good loot on us. Once we completed the monster eradication goal, we got done for 120, completed the quest, got the key gems. It was also time to go to Merlewis's house and turn in some more prize tickets. We got some diamonds, we also got some mystery boxes, but the next 2 prizes are going to be real nice, a magic rock candy as well as a Stardrop tea. We also went into Caroline's sunroom and we picked up a tea leaf. We can sell that one just for the shipment collection because we already turned the first one into a green tea. If you take a look at all the money we made today, a lot of it came from pumpkins, which was nice. We now have 2.6 million gold. We have all of the monster eradication goals done for the regular versions of the mines, so the rest of the goals can be focused down inside Skull Caverns. And once we have all of the goals done here, it's just a matter of wiping out the magma sprites and magma sparkers inside the volcano dungeon. Once we have the Monster Slayer hero complete, we can focus more time on doing other aspects of perfection, especially when it comes to the art of making money. Now, we were wiping out a lot of slimes today because we were getting very close to getting the 1000 kill count on the slimes, and because we were using a monster musk inside the Skull Caverns, there was huge amounts of monsters we get to destroy. The Pepper Rexes was an absolute godsend. This prehistoric level was filled up to the top with Pepper Rexes, not enough to complete the monster eradication goal, but enough to get us very close to completing the monster eradication goal. Once we were done with this floor, we only needed 1 or 2 more Pepper Rexes to fight to get that goal done and dusted. Now, within the next few floors, we actually completed the monster eradication goal for wiping out slimes, which was great. This will reward us with the slime charmer ring. No slime in the game can do a single bit of damage to us. Shortly after this, we made it down to floor 100. We picked up 20 cinder shards, which was nice. There's always a need for cinder shards, of course. Shortly after, we will encounter the final Pepperex that we need to defeat in order to get the monster eradication goal done for Pepperexes. And that Pepperex there on floor 26 was the target. Now, we were now on the 26th of fall. The days are going fairly quickly, but each day is packed up to the top with huge amounts of grinding. Not only did we get the Pepperex today, we also got the Serpent. This means we could leave Skull Caverns straight away, head on over to Ginger Island, and focus down Magma Sprites and Magma Sparkers. So the next few days, we will be coming in here to the Volcano Dungeon, and we will be fighting Magma Sprites and Magma Sparkers just to complete the Monster Slayer hero. It would be really nice to get all of this done before winter, because what I really want is for winter to be this month where we just focus down money, 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 so we can get the gold clock, get the Warp Obelisks, and get anything else that we need to get that perfection up to 100%. Now at the moment, we were fighting these Magma Sprites and Magma Sparkers the hard way. There's a couple of trinkets you can use to make these things way easier. For example, the Magic Quiver. The Rod of Ice can be quite good as well because it freezes them in place. You just have to make sure it freezes them in a spot that you can get to and attack them. You have to be very careful when you're using the frog eggs, because even though the frogs will eat these enemies, it will not count towards monster eradication goals. We're now going to get even more artifact troves today. We got 34 in total because we're accumulating so many Omnigeodes from going into all these dungeons. We went to the Halloween event, picked up the Rare Crow. That was the last one we needed to unlock the Deluxe Scarecrow. While we're here, we might as well grab the Golden Pumpkin. Now look, we have lots of rabbit's feet, we don't really need it. We can sell it for 2500 gold. The next day, the ZC Rare Crow Society sent us the recipe to make the Deluxe Scarecrow. It's actually really good. It gives you double the range of that of a regular Rare Crow or Scarecrow. So today was the final day of fall, the 28th, and what a day it's going to be. Today is the day we finally get all of the artifacts we needed to complete the museum collection. That's right, everything we needed just magically came out of these artifact troves today. So we're going to go to Gunther, we're going to donate to the museum. We have the sword, we have the strange doll there as well, we have that prehistoric tool, we've got the jug as well as the elvish jewellery. Once all this was done, we finally unlocked the achievement, a complete collection. When it comes to getting prizes for this, the reason why you have to complete the museum is because it is Stardrop. In my opinion, this is probably the hardest Stardrop to get in the game because of the amount of times you have to go into those dungeons to farm up Omnigeodes to get all of the museum completed. Now, we also went into the Volcano Dungeon today and we completed the Monster Eradication goal for the Magma Sprites and Magma Sparkers. That was the Monster Slayer hero done. We're also going to get his Joja parrot to get the rest of the golden walnuts that we couldn't find this year. Normally, you get 5 from the frog from the garlic, you get 5 from doing Birdie's chain quest. But as you can see there, we gave the parrot 110,000 gold. So I'm just going to take a guess and say that we were missing 1 from the mussel nodes. So that's why there was an extra 10,000 gold there. So we got access to the Witch's Swamp here after collecting all the Starfruit wine. We picked up the magical ink. This one unlocked the magical terminal. That means if we have the funds for it, we can make the gold clock and all of the Warp Obelisks needed for perfection. Now before fall was finished, we had to harvest all of those pumpkins, and I actually almost forgot about them, so it was just lucky that I went back to my farm before the day was out. This is a cool cutscene of the Joja parrots being super efficient and finding the rest of the golden walnuts for us. So we now have a total of 24 golden walnuts. We also made a total of 1.2 million gold today. Now a lot of this, you probably guessed it, came from starfruit wine, raw starfruit, as well as pumpkins. There is now 1 season left to do, and the big question remains, can we get perfection in just 1 year of playing this game? Is it possible? We're going to find out in this season. So the first day of winter starts with the heavy tapping of those mystic trees. We're going to collect some winter forageables, get the magnifying glass from Krobus, click on the community quest boards. We got Tropical Fish and Robin's Resource Rush. We're going to take the Resource Rush. Completing that quest will give us a stone chest. We need that for the Craftmaster achievement. It's Krobus' birthday today. He gets a rabbit's foot. That's Krobus maxed out. We're going to give Harvey some gifts today as well because we need to get Harvey up to 8 hearts. We're now going to run around the map to get some forageables. The snow yam is needed for perfection. We're going to cut down an unmerciful amount of trees today to complete Robin's Resource Rush quest. It's best to get this quest done today so we can focus our efforts on money making for the rest of the season and for the rest of the week. Once all of the trees have been cut down, we get 2500 gold by collecting 1000 pieces of wood. The great thing is, you get to keep the wood yourself. You don't have to give that to Robin. So today was just a super grind day. All of our lovely saplings we got in Skull Caverns were fully grown today as well. So we're getting apples, cherries, we're getting pomegranates, we're getting apricots, and we're getting peaches. All of those will be sold for the shipment collection. Because we got the stone chest off Robin, we can now go to the dwarf and get the recipe for the large stone chest. A lot of people forget that you can get that off the dwarf once you unlock the stone chest recipe from Robin. We're going to make even more cakes today, 164 in total. We are going to plant these kegs all along the area just to the left of the bus stop and inside the tunnel as well. No NPCs come here, it's just a great place to put kegs down if you're stuck for space. We're going to fill up all of these kegs with starfruit. Within the next few days, we're going to get huge amounts of starfruit wine. We're now going to go to Robin's and we're going to purchase every single recipe that she has. All of the blaziers and all of the pats will be purchased, of course. We're now going to go to the dwarf and we're going to get the big stone chest recipe for 5000 gold. We're now going to talk to Mayor Lewis and we're going to max him out by giving him a loved gift. Then we're going to talk to good old Pierre and we're going to get the recipe for the dehydrator, which costs 10,000 gold. We're also going to get a bouquet. Now we're going to give this bouquet to basically the first marriage candidate that we see, and that turned out to be Emily, dancing on her own in Pierre's shop. We're now going to go to the wizard's tower here, click on his magical terminal, and we are going to get all 4 warp obelisks. We have the money and the resources for it. Once these 4 warp obelisks have been put on the farm, that's a very big perfection increase when it comes to getting perfection in this game. We're going to give the driver a rabbit's foot. That's going to give us back a special charm. You don't need that for perfection, but you know what? The extra bit of luck can't hurt. We're going to go to Ginger Island now. We're going to get all this fairy rose honey. We can sell all this for a good profit. It's now time to take a look at the key quests. No extended family. Very unlucky with that quest, but we did select the prismatic range. For the blue items, we'll just buy some Georgia Cola. For the rest of them, we have cherry bombs, fibre, sap, bug meat, and copper ores. Very easy to collect all these items, no problem at all. Once these items have been donated, we're up on 89 key gems. Once all of the Ginger Island upgrades have been done, you can spend the rest of your golden walnuts for key gems, putting us up to 117. We're going to purchase 2 recipes today, the hopper and the bluegrass starter. We're then going to go to the beach. We're going to talk to the old mariner here. We're going to buy the mermaid pendant so Emily can marry us. We're going to go to Mayor Lewis's house and get a magic rock candy as well as a Stardrop tea from his ticket machine. Once we're finished here, we are going to go and have a lovely chat with Emily herself. We're going to give her the mermaid pendant, and that's going to activate the wedding scene in the next couple of days. We're now going to go to the Ginger Island Trader, get the banana pudding recipe by trading in some bone fragments, and we're going to get the deluxe retaining silo by trading in some cinder shards. For the rest of the day, that's right, we need to make some money. We're going to do some lava eel fishing, and the reason why we can do this is because we have the museum completed. We have all the monster eradication goals done, we have all the fish collected. So we have a lot of things that you need to do to get perfection done. Money is just a big bottleneck right now. And we do have most of the Stardew Valley NPCs fully maxed out. The next day starts with the collection of mystic stirrups. We need to ship one of these for the shipping bin collection. When we're done with that, it's back to the summit to get even more lava eels. If we want to get perfection in year 1, we have to do this. If we get an extended family quest, that will dramatically increase the chances of us getting perfection. But there's a chance that key quest might even pop up in the first year. So we're just going to play it safe, and we're going to do lava eel fishing over and over and over again to ensure we get perfection. Now the next day we get extremely lucky. We actually run all the way down to Sundersap Forest and we check to see what the travelling cart has on offer, and look what she has. The garlic seeds. Oh thank god, 5 in total. We're going to purchase these 5 garlic seeds and we're going to plant them straight away. The only reason we're completing this raccoon quest now is because we couldn't get access to apples or pomegranates. We had to wait a whole month for the saplings to grow. So once we've done that quest, we got the raccoon journal. That was another book of power in the bag. You don't need books of power to get perfection, which is great. So we're doing more lava eel fishing today. As you can see, we're using challenge bait because we got the blessings of water. So the first 3 catches of today will be extremely easy. That means 3 lava eels instead of 1 every single time. Now once we use up all of the blessings of water, we're going to switch away from challenge bait and use lava eel bait again. If you're wondering why we're getting iridium quality lava eels, it's not because I'm getting perfect catches, not a hope of it, it's because I'm using the quality bobber. So today, we finally got married to Emily. All we need now to get the last Stardrop for perfection is to get Emily's heart up to a certain point. We have tons of love gifts for her. We've got Stardrop teas, but first we're going to harvest up those powder melons. We need to sell one of those for the shipping bin collection. Now I ended up putting lots of Stardrop teas into Emily today, but for some reason I only got her up to 11 out of 14 hearts. But not to worry, within the next few days we will get Emily up to a point where she will give us that Stardrop. When it comes to fishing, there is a chance from the golden fishing treasure chests we can get more Stardrops. It's quite rare. The golden element crackers are way more common, but any extra Stardrops we get will go towards Emily. Now I ended up converting all of my coffees today into triple shot espressos, and I sold those to make more money. I'm at 1.7 million gold today. The majority of this came from selling lava eels. And we got some aged legend roe there as well. 282 smoked lava eels. It was just insane. Can't beat lava eel fishing. The next day started with the gift giving of Emily. We're very close now to getting the Stardrop. One more day I reckon and we'll have it. We're now going to do a skull cavern run today because we need to think about crafting all of the items in the game. So we're going to get more perks, go to the desert trader, we're going to get some staircases. Today ends up being an incredible run. We spam staircases until we get down really deep. We're picking up nice items, prismatic shards, rain totems, we're picking up crystallariums as well as slime eggs. Now once we're finished with the majority of our staircases, there was only one thing left to do, and that was to accumulate as many resources as possible. I wasn't really focusing too much on the enemies because we already had the monster eradication goals done. I just wanted huge amounts of iridium ores, gold ores, iron ores, copper ores, stone, and everything else in between. Because there is going to come a time now very soon where we are going to have to craft all of the recipes that we have currently learned. When we got down to floor 300, we opened up 3 treasure chests in that room. Nothing good came from those chests, so I just threw away all the items and went down into the next floor. Now in all fairness, this skull cavern run ends up being the best run I've done in a long time. Look at the amount of ores we got, over 700 iridium ores. We got over 200 copper ores, we got lots of gold ores, lots of iron ores. It was just a great run. The next day started with the smelting of iridium ores into iridium bars off the Ginger Island to get all of these lovely starfruit. The Festival of Ice was on today and we're not going to go there, we don't need it for perfection at all. Instead, today will be spent making money, huge amounts of money. We're now going to go to our big shed, it's filled up the top with kegs. We're going to get even more starfruit wine. All of this will sell for huge amounts of money. We're going to go back to Sandy, buy even more starfruit. That will be to fill up the greenhouse yet again. Most of these iridium bars will be sold for cash. We're now going to go to the tunnel here. We're going to get even more starfruit wine. And we're going to go to Ginger Island and replant all of the starfruit wine that we harvested this morning. Now once all this is done, we'll more or less have the rest of the week to make even more money. We also got the shipping bin collection fully completed because we sold the powder melon, the knotless shell, and the mystic syrup. And we finally got it, the extended family quest. 3 days to fish up as many legend 2s as possible. Now there is a tactic to this, okay? If you are fishing up legend 2s, I recommend you have the advanced iridium rod so you can use the quality bobber to get iridium quality legend 2s along with the trap bobber so you actually have a chance to catch them. We finally got Emily up to the point where she gave us the final star drop we needed for perfection. That's all the star drops now in the game collected. Now these legend 2s are the exact same difficulty as the legend. It is not an easy fish. Every single battle with this fish is a fierce battle. And it did take me a huge amount of hours in real life to get through each day because each time I hooked up a legend 2, the battle could have went on for a minute or even 2 minutes. Sometimes RNG was on my side and it didn't take too long to pull it up. Other times I could battle these things for ages. Now it's also very important if you're not comfortable with fighting these things to take a fishing buff food to increase your fishing bar. As we can see, over the period of 3 whole days, I managed to get huge amounts of legend 2s. Now I didn't bring the fish smokers with me. I just focused on fishing one up after the next. I had the preserving enchant, so more times than not, bait wasn't used up when I was putting these things up, but I was still, putting a lot of these legend 2s into the bait maker. It was still worth it though. I still ended up getting over 90 of these Legend 2s over the period of 3 days. Now, I did do day resets to get this amount of Legend 2s, if you're wondering, okay? This isn't something you can achieve by just willy-nilly going into this quest, going up to the lake area and trying to fish these things up. I reset days until RNG was on my side and I caught enough that I was satisfied with before I went into the next day. So those 3 days, you know, it took a long time, but it was worth it. It's going to pay off dramatically, because once we smoke up all of these Legend 2s, we're going to get millions of gold. It's time for another community quest. We already done the Demetrius quest. We're going to do Cave Patrol with Clint. That will give us the Geode Crusher. That's one more item we get to craft. Now, I don't think it's possible for us to learn all of the craftable items in just year 1, so we will have to get perfection waivers. But as I said at the very beginning, we will try to get as much natural perfection as possible. We will only buy perfection waivers if it is not possible to get natural progression. For the rest of the day, we're just wiping out bugs here to complete Clint's quest. Now, it doesn't take us long to get this quest completed because we're using a Monster Musk. All of the quests you get from Clint always pay out really well. We just got 6,000 gold there for just wiping out a couple of grubs, which is great. Now, I'm going to pickaxe up all of these sprinklers and sell them for extra money. All of the resources we got in Skull Cavern, we're going to put those into the heavy furnace to get back bars, and we're smoking up our Legend 2 fishes as well. So today was more of a farm management day, you know. It was consolidating all of the resources we had, managing those resources and processing them to make extra money. Now let's take a look at the gold we made today. 4.3 million gold. Is that enough for the gold clock? It isn't. We still have a ways to go. We also have to think about the perfection waivers as well. So even though we made 3.7 million gold from the Legend 2s, it took almost a whole year for us to get that quest. You know, that's why you should never bank on getting that quest to make all the money. You should have other methods lined up to ensure you get the gold clock in year 1. But it was still nice to smoke all those up. 42,000 gold for each smoked Legend 2 is absolutely insane. And that's why fishing is so powerful in the early game, the mid game, as well as the late game. That's what fishing has to offer us. The next day we got the Geode Crusher off Clint. We also had a total of 7.2 million gold. Now, it's time to focus on all these cooking recipes, okay? So we purchased vinegar, we got sugar, we got oil, we got all that stuff off Pierre. We're gonna cook up all of the recipes that we can. We also had all of the Queen of Sauce recipes as well because we managed to get a Queen of Sauce cookbook off Marcelo. Now, we're still missing recipes. We're missing recipes that Kent will give you. We were able to cook everything else. We can't get Kent in year 1, so you cannot cook all of the recipes in year 1. It's impossible. So we have to use perfection waivers to breach the difference. I also got a crafting bench and I connected some chests to it. We're going to fill all of the chests up now with resources, and eventually we will attempt to craft every recipe in the game. We're going to sell trinkets, weapons, rings to Marlin we don't need. We're going to collect the rest of our rewards from Monster Eradication goes and sell those as well. Because we had over 1,000 enemies slain, we went up into the back room here, picked up the mapping cave systems. It gives a 50% discount on Marlin's item recovery service. We then went to Ginger Island, got some Fairy Rose honey, and we had a look at the perfection tracker. 82% of the way there to perfection. All of the golden walnuts, the fish, the crafting recipes, all of the star drops. What's holding us back right now is the gold clock and the crafting recipes. If we can do those, that's going to ramp our perfection right up to about 98%. And you can probably guess what happens after that. We just need 2 perfection waivers. That's 1 million gold extra. So we're going to do more lava eel fishing today to try to get enough to get that gold clock. We didn't bring the fish smokers because I felt that I can get more lava eels if I just kept my character stationary, went to the bait maker and back, and not use the extra time to start smoking up the fish. And it paid off dramatically. I ended up getting a huge amount of lava eels today. I think I got well over 100 of these lava eels before my character passed out. Now, the next day we went into Key's secret walnut room. We got another extended family. This more or less guaranteed perfection for us. So you can probably guess what we're going to do now. We're going to go and we're going to absolutely abuse this quest. Now, we're not going to spend 3 whole days putting up Legend 2s. We actually have to complete this quest by getting the rest of the legendary fish because we need the key gems to get the final recipe from Key's secret walnut room. But we will absolutely spend the first 2 days fishing up as many Legend 2s as possible. We didn't need huge amounts of Legend 2s, we just needed a bit to get the gold clock and to get the perfection waivers. So for the next 2 days, as you can see, we're just fishing up Legend 2s. What a challenge this was. The big question remains, could we have gotten perfection if we didn't get the extended family quest twice? We could have. It just meant we would have had to spend the rest of winter fishing up lava eels over and over and over again. No, we're not out of the woods just yet. We have to do more quests, the community cleanup, as well as fish up the rest of the legendary fish. So we just got the Son of the Crimson Fish, we got the Miss Angler there as well, and we went down into the Grow 100 here of the regular versions of the mines to fish up lots and lots of trash to complete the community cleanup quest. This gives us the fiber seeds from Linus, which are really nice to get if you need huge amounts of fiber. We're now smoking up our Legend 2s, and we're going to go to the bus stop area here just to the left of it to get even more starfruit wine, into the tunnel to get even more starfruit wine. So as you can see, between the smoked Legend 2s, the lava eels and the starfruit wine, we're going to make millions upon millions of gold. What are we going to do with all that millions of gold? Well, it's quite simple. We're going to get the gold clock. Over on Ginger Island, we got lots of starfruit as well, and we get the Hyper Speed Grow recipe, which is the last recipe we needed from Key's secret walnut room. But we still don't have all of the recipes in the game. We got an iridium axe upgrade back off Clint. We're going to use this to cut down all of these mahogany trees to get hardwood. We needed a lot more hardwood, you see, to craft all of the recipes the game had to offer. Once these mahogany trees were down, we're going to go to bed. We made 5.7 million gold today. That's just crazy money. That came from starfruit wine, it came from Legend 2s and other bits and bobs. But let's break it down. Let's look at the categories to see what the real winners were. 543 starfruit wine, 1.7 million gold. That was just amazing. Raw starfruit, that came in for huge amounts of money as well. Fairy rose honey, that's really nice, you know, when it comes to a passive money maker. Son of the Crimson Fish, radioactive carp, they all sell for nice money. The smoked legends, of course, huge amounts of money. The smoked lava eels, huge amounts of money. We went to Marcelo because we had so much money. I said, you know what, let's just get the rest of the books of power for the sake of completing the collections. The prize catalogue, oh, Cither legs, we'll activate all those. We didn't really need to, but I said, we might as well just do it. Can you get all of the books of power in year 1? You can't. You have to wait until year 2 to get the book of power from Marnie, so you can access her shop anytime you want. We're going to spend 10 million gold now and get the gold clock. That gives us 10% towards perfection. So it's really nice to get that on the farm. We're now going to cut down more mahogany trees here to get even more hardwood. The next thing to do is to craft all of the items that we can craft. This is going to give us a lot of perfection percentages. Now we don't have all of the recipes unlocked just yet, but this is going to get us a long way towards getting perfection. Once I was finished crafting everything I could, I looked at the perfection tracker. I was up on 98%. Now I wasn't going to buy the 2 waivers just now, because I wanted to get as much natural progression as possible. And because it was only the 19th of winter, there was at least one more community quest I could take on to learn one more recipe. So once I was finished with looking at all of the things in the perfection tracker, I went to bed and waited until Monday and I had a look at the community quests. We had a curious substance here from the wizard. Upon completing this quest, the wizard will give us the recipe for the mini obelisk. So we're going to take on that quest, we're going to go to Skull Caverns, we're going to destroy some carbon ghosts, and we're going to get the ectoplasm. Once we got the ectoplasm, we're going to go to the Cindersap Forest, visit the wizard, and we're going to hand in that quest to complete it. Once that quest has been completed, the next day will give us the recipe for the mini obelisk. So we're going to make that obelisk, and then we're going to go back to Ginger Island, we're going to go into Key's secret walnut room, click on the perfection tracker, and it's still 98%. Crafting recipes made, 93%. So I don't think there's much more we can do now to increase that figure in year number 1. I think that's the best we can get it. So we're going to go to Fizz, pay 500,000 gold for a perfection waiver. Do this twice. That's 1 million gold we only had to spend to get perfection. So it was just 2 waivers that we needed. And you know what? I think that's not bad considering it was year 1 and we were limited in terms of Kent, in terms of getting recipes and things like that. So we're now going to make our way up to the summit and we are going to claim perfection. You know, it was a long road. Now this big 100-day challenge came from an actual perfection series. So if you want to see me play through all of these days again, but you want to see more of what I did, just check out that playlist. It's on my channel. I'll link it in the description as well. So Emily is up here at the top of the summit because we married Emily. And I mean, it's just nice to get perfection. Perfection is something I never got in the first year of this challenge. So it's really nice to make that happen. And if you've made it this far into the video, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, would you consider hitting the subscribe button? It really helps me out, and the more subscribers I can get, the more the algorithm is going to push my content to more people that enjoy Stardew Valley. So you're not just helping me, but you're helping other people find my channel. And if you are subscribed, it means when I do release content, you get notified about it, so you don't miss out on big challenges like this. Now correct me if I am wrong in the comments, but I believe 98% is the best, the absolute best you can do in year 1 when it comes to getting perfection the natural way. We did it without animation cancelling. We did it without using seeds. We did it without using huge exploits. So even the casual player can do this. All you need is a good structured plan. I hope this video helped you, motivated you to go and claim perfection for yourself. If you take a look at the Steam achievements, for Stardew Valley, a very, very small amount of players that have the game have obtained perfection. A lot of people don't actually have it. So I hope this motivates people to go and get perfection on their own farm. I just want to give a huge shout out to all my channel members. Thanks so much for supporting me. You make such a big difference. Everyone else that watches my content, I really appreciate you as well. I just find myself really lucky that I now have a nice audience that watches all of the Stardew content I released. Now when you claim perfection, it's not over. There's things you can do after perfection. You can go into Key's secret walnut room. You can use key gems to get a golden chicken egg. That would put golden chickens on your farm, and golden eggs sell for huge amounts of money. You can also buy the golden egg off Marnie for 100,000 gold. You can also get a statue of true perfection if you click on the perfection tracker again. That gives you a prismatic shard every single day, which is really good. So I also want to find out how much money I made in total for this challenge. How much approximately did we have to make to unlock perfection in the first year? So very soon now, we're going to find ourselves back on the standard farm. I'm going to open up the menu to see just what we actually accomplished in terms of total amount of money made. We made a total of 19 million in gold, which was actually pretty good. So thanks again everyone for watching this video. I really do appreciate you. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you very soon in the next Stardew Valley challenge.